One of the things I don't like talking about is medical issues. All right? I have a lot of them. Basically, I was gifted a body that has a lot of shortcomings, okay? I don't like to talk about it. I don't want to tell you about all the doctor visits and all the money that I spend on medical shit. It's not worth it. It's a waste of everyone's time, and it's neither here nor there. It has nothing to do with what I do on my stream. But this is just one of the ongoing things that I've had my whole life that I've had to deal with, okay? Now, so here's what happened over the last year. And my back hurts. It creaks like a hinge. I calm my nerves with a drinking binge, dry skin, cracked, bleeding, and oozing. It's not my fault, lifestyle. I'm choosing greasy skin, smelly demeanor every day. I look more like the B-movie creature. I can't say I don't have 2020. Other kids at school said my head is shaved. Funny. I flare up with persistent gout. Never mind the food we ordered out. My ears throb. Constant infections. Acne doesn't help. My bluish complexion. Don't receive physical activity. No exercise. In a state of captivity. I can't sleep. It's a constant affliction. One more pull for my gambling addiction. My throat's sore from post-nasal drip. I get stressed out when I don't get the tip. Allergies. Slowly thinning hair. I sneeze and I snort. I sway in my chair. Carpal tunnel has my wrist been defined. Depression. It's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind. My input job, reflexes, delayed, playing the lag, not the moves I made. Give me a pill. I'm dark inside the pill. Leave me here. I just want to chill. My mom, my dad, my aunt should be apologetic for giving me these effective techniques. Give me a pill. I'm dark inside the pill. Leave me here. I just want to chill. My mom, my dad, my aunt should be apologetic for giving me these effective techniques. Give me a pill. I'm dark inside the pill. Leave me here. I just want to chill. My mom, my dad, my aunt should be apologetic for giving me these effective techniques. Give me a pill. I'm dark inside the pill. Leave me here. I just want to chill. My mom, my dad, my aunt should be apologetic for giving me these effective techniques. Dark Seed of Field cheered again. Are you insecure about your marriage? Fuck no. If you're so immature to understand that I don't want to do romance missions in games because I have tons of real life romance, not fantasy romance in games, you think it's because I'm insecure in my marriage? You're an idiot, and you're the immature one.
I think one of the things that would hurt Phil the most is if he suddenly didn't have a wife anymore.
I am not separated from my wife. She is home right now. You're a moron. My marriage is good. My marriage is good. My marriage is good. How is my marriage? My marriage is good. We stay home. We order food. I troll. Speculate. Let me set the record straight. Cat is downstairs crying. When I masturbate, leave my wife out of it. She's beating demons in the closet. She won't come on stream. Trolls keep asking. My wife, Cat, she's full of salt.
There's a sick motherfucker on the internet called Tevin. It's Tevin's fault.
It's absolutely true. what I'm telling you. Big things are happening behind the scenes. What is up, Tyrone? How are you? We had gone out of our way to celebrate Valentine's Day. We made the decision together, you see, to not go to the dinner. So basically, the day was disappointing compared to what we had imagined it to be. It sucks. You don't want to know what's up here. Shit that will scare you for life. Seriously. Bad, 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 bad. And that's why I don't talk about it.
Dad, you need to get out now. That place is toxic.
My mother said to me, I want you to go on a honeymoon, and I'll pay for the flight and the hotel room. I was like, that's great. It's a no-go. You know, that's money I need to pay my bills. How much do you need to not get screwed over? I told her, she gave me the money.
My marriage is good. My marriage is good. My marriage is good.
Oh, Tyrone, it's going good. We stay home, we order food, I troll, speculate. Let me set the record straight. Cat is downstairs crying when I masturbate.
Addiction, bankruptcy, jail, back taxes, rehab, divorce.
Makes me spin in my chair. What about healing Seattle air?
Another dollar tip came in from Tyrone. We need to hang out again.
So I guess what happened is this morning, my wife was doing stuff in the kitchen, getting ready to go to work, and she says her shirt got caught on the handle of the cabinet. So she walked back and it pulled and it yanked the whole fucking front of the cabinet apart. I go downstairs
And the vacuum cleaner is in the middle of the floor. Where's not back? Did you ever find a restraining order? Where's not back? Did you ever find a restraining order?
Sounds good to me.
and I say, Cat, what's wrong? Oh, the vacuum cleaner broke. What? The motor must have gone because there was smoke.
It's a joke.
And all of a sudden she says, Phil, you gotta come in the back, we got a major problem. The shower valve broke. The tub is clogged. Probably got 8 years of dirt, and it doesn't work.
So my wife can't work today. I was awoken to be told the car doesn't start. That's shocking.
I tested the car last night, all right? Sit down in the car, go to start it, it just won't start.
Where's not back? Did you ever find a restraining order? Where's not back? Did you ever find a restraining order? My marriage is good. My marriage is good.
Oh, Tyrone, it's going good. We stay home, we order food, I troll, speculate, I want to set the record straight. Cat is downstairs crying when I masturbate.
Hello, and welcome to the Atlas style stream this Saturday morning. Thank you all for being here. It's really cool that you do that every Saturday. Those of you that are here every Saturday, of course. You others, I don't know about you guys. Apologies for fake canceling the stream this morning. Mother Nature was actually kinder to me than I expected, and the snow was not as bad as I thought it would be. So we made it home on time. Hell yeah, dude. Speaking of hell yeah, dude. Popper lives 34 for the 6 months. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Anthony Redgrave with his first super chat ever. 2 Canadian. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. Today, the main focus is, of course, the streak is dead. Let's go. All of the detractors are celebrating. DSP was, of course, coping and seething all day long. Good old Mitty, thank you so much for the 7 months. May the dent streak rot in the dirt where it belongs. Oh, the streak is dead and the goalpost has been moved, so I think it's dead permanently. But that's jumping ahead. No spoilers, no spoilers. We're gonna watch it in order. We're not going to watch the entire pre-stream by any means. We're going to watch specifically about the streak, and then we're going to watch the intro to the night stream last night, which was also about the streak and the changes moving forward. So I hope you're all very excited. But let's point and laugh at the guy.
On every platform, you know, I'm very, very happy. All right. But now let's talk about last night. Let's do it. Let's address it
Let's
right
get
out
to it. Right into
at the
it.
beginning of the show and get it out of the way. What's up, Jade? How are you? Lucky Gremlin, how are you?
Jade and Lucky
says,
Gremlin,
"The lighting
shout
looks
out
better
right off
here,
the
and
bat.
also the green
Absolutely,
screen."
dude.
Let's talk a little
Absolutely.
bit about that, actually. Oh, let's ready for a test. I want to see what happens with Jasper. Okay, hold on.
No.
Oh, it doesn't get him. Poor Jasper. Jasper, you've disappeared.
One of my least favorite things that DSP does is say that we're going to get into a segment and then immediately change what we're doing because he's got the fucking attention span of an actual goldfish. Let's talk about what happened last night. Actually, guys, let me play with my filters like I'm 14 and just discovered how to use OBS.
We have is a kitty butt. Just a butt, no head. Poor Jasper Kitty. Oh,
But
no.
I'm
the green
suffering,
screen
you're
doesn't
suffering.
Catch Jasper Kitty.
We're going to see how long
I'm
it takes
petting
him to
an
get back
invisible
on
cat.
track.
Look, I'm petting an invisible kitty. Oh, no. Poor kitty. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jasper boy. We all love you, Jasper. Don't worry, even if you're invisible on the stream. No, what I wanted to see was...
Are you loving this?
I like this effect. Oh, there he is. Oh, no, he's gone again. It's like we're going in and out of an alternate pocket dimension or something. This green screen is nice, but in certain situations, like okay, like this. Hold on. Where's the button?
Okay. All right.
I've noticed that
And I do have to give him credit because I've been saying DSP should be using a green screen for ages. And I mean that 100% legitimately. I think DSP streams actually look better with the green screen because his background is actually detracting from the content. It looks so much like shit. It's hard to focus on anything else other than how bad it looks. So I'm a big fan of the green screen. I just wish he wouldn't do all of this bullshit with it. Just leave it like blank so that you just blend in, and that could be that. But of course, it's DSP. We have to draw attention to it. Of course, we have to do these stupid bits that nobody enjoys. We have to.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, let me get rid of that frame. I've noticed that I can be kind of see-through. Do you notice you could kind of see some text like through my face? So I'm not sure if there's settings on this filter that I can change.
And I can't even see text through his face. I don't know what he means.
I'd have to mess with it a little bit because I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to find out. But anyway, good stuff.
What in the
I like all these
goddamn-
new abilities.
Well, and that's the most ironic part, Wave Man, is he's got the green screen after he just got all of that bullshit behind him, after he upgraded the lighting, after he redid the foam, after he's redecorated it entirely for Christmas. Now it's the time for the green screen. What sense did that make? I'll never understand. Demi Fiend with the 5, he's asking for another $14,400 again to restore the streak. How the fuck you defend this? That is a great question. I have no idea. Obviously, he's throwing lofty ambitions out there to try and entice people, but I don't think that he genuinely expects $14,000 plus. I don't think so. But thank you for the 5.
Effects. I mean, it's really awesome for gameplay to have this, right? And of course, to have silly effects where I can be places on my shows and stuff is pretty cool. So yeah, and of course, everything's better. By the way, some big improvements. Uploading to YouTube. Oh, guys, I can now upload all of the videos from my first stream within 1 hour.
Whoa.
4 hours of content. The podcast. Let's try it again. Oh, there we go. Jasper, we're in the Oval Office. You're the first
he's
kitty.
just
What do
so
you think about being the first
scatterbrained
kitty?
recently. Because I was
Jasper
telling
wants to be the first kitty. Anyway.
One Inked blessing this behind the scenes. I feel like ever since we've done the PC migration, he is the most scatterbrained that he's ever been. I swear he can't get through one single segment without being distracted by something completely unrelated in a way that I don't think I've ever seen DSP before. Like, it really is just exceptional.
Yeah, all the videos from the first stream I can upload within about an
The
hour.
lights are
from setting them
distracting.
up.
Yeah, he's got
It
too
used to
many
be they wouldn't
RGBs
even
now.
finish by my second
He
stream.
just can't
And it was a big
focus.
problem. But now the videos upload like that, super easy, which is excellent. I think it's a combination of they're a different format. You know, they're not this outdated, bloated codec format that I was using on my old PC. Plus, I now have SSDs. You know, they're not hard drives, they're solid state drives. These things are so lickety split that it's just uploading the video files ultra fast. In fact, I'm recording to the new one now, which is the 4 terabyte. It's the 990 Pro.
Yo, 4
Samsung
terabytes
SSD
of
that
space
was
is
just donated to me
crazy,
by a viewer.
actually.
It's faster than the other one.
'Cause he
was.
doesn't
The other
do
one was the 2
anything.
terabyte that I bought. This one's 4
I don't know why the
terabyte.
fuck
It's
he
actually
needs 4
faster.
terabytes
So,
of
like,
space.
damn,
He does
this setup
nothing.
is so good. Also, as of last night, I have learned how to make highlights on the new PC, and it's much better than what I used to do. I used to just take the video that I recorded and throw it into the Photos app on Windows and just kind of drag and drop and then rip out a part. Now I'm actually using video editing software again. DaVinci Resolve. Is it Resolve? DaVinci.
It is Resolve. It's Resolve. Hurry up.
Resolve. It is Resolve. DaVinci Resolve.
Amazing. Can't eat like he can't remember the peripherals that he himself purchased online. He doesn't even know the name of the software that he's using to actively make money on the YouTube website. How cool is that? But again, I do have to give the guy props because I know that I've said multiple times in my videos, DSP, you absolutely can do edited content. There's free editing software out there. DaVinci Resolve is fantastic. And I know that I've specifically mentioned DaVinci Resolve in the past as a free option that is good. So as much as I hate to say it, again, DSP gets the big ups for this. He's actively made a change that I asked for. Whether or not he's good at it is not the question. It's the fact that he did it at all, which I never expected. Very cool. Very cool. I can't wait to be disappointed in the near future with his edited style content, if he ever actually does any.
Which is actually, surprisingly enough, free to use. And it's great. It reminds me of the old Adobe Premiere Pro that I used to use. It's very similar, I would say, with its features and the way that you do things in it. So now I can just take any video I've made, drag it into a timeline, chop it up, export it, done. And you can queue up multiple ones. So like, let's say I have an hour video and I want to make 4 clips. I can actually queue up all 4 clips to be uploaded and just have them all edited right away. It's just really awesome.
The pigsplanation of queuing was absolutely necessary. Thank you, DSP, for explaining that.
Ben
I
Rogers
guess.
says maybe you can make edited content now. Here's the deal. I could. The problem is I don't have time. Like, for example, right now, I'm getting a million things thrown at me at once. I'm being said, hey, you know your schedule you do every night, Phil? Well, here's a couple programs you can use to do it much better instead of what you're using, because I'm just using, seriously, I'm just using like the free Word app. You know, what's it called? An Open Office. Open Office has like a Word app, and I just use that to do. They're like, no, you could use this program. It's much better. You get all these better text and effects and things, right? And someone just sent me.
But that's not important. Like, and that's one of DSP's, I think, biggest problems is that his prioritization of things that he does for the stream or for his content, his priorities are all fucked up. Just like when he got the lighting over actually being more entertaining. You can spruce up your shit all you like. The content is still bad, and that's the actual issue with what you do here. It doesn't matter what text effects you have on your fucking schedule. The issue is that you're so obsessed with keeping a schedule that it becomes part of the content. That is an issue. If you're deciding to not make edited style videos, something that people in your chat have asked you for an extended period of time, simply because you want to work on the visual effects on your fucking schedule every day, again, priorities are just completely wrong. You very clearly don't know what you're doing. You don't value the right things, and the things you should be valuing are the things that your audience values. So he always makes these decisions. He always picks the wrong thing to focus on at his own detriment. And it doesn't matter how many times you tell him, to do this or do that. He always manages to pick the wrong fucking option because he's DSP. It's like he gets in his own way on purpose to be a victim.
some awesome clips overnight. They're like, here's
And you're
some
right,
awesome
Logan.
audio
He does
clips
not
that
value
we
his
took from your
time or anyone
documentary by
else's.
June the
That
King.
is the
And
problem.
these are cool clips you could play on your streams and stuff, and it would
Maybe he's
like,
not
this is all
incorrectly
great. Thank you
picking.
for
He's
that.
just
Please,
not
guys,
picking.
I really appreciate the enthusiasm. Everyone's liking the new stuff. I really appreciate that. It's just a time thing for me. Like, no exaggeration, this week I've been so slammed learning the new system, getting it working and the like. I haven't had time to do normal stuff. Usually at the beginning of the month, I sit down and I write out all of my financial responsibilities for the month. Like, here's my bills and when they got to be paid and this and that. And I make a schedule and everything.
What?
It's the 6th of the month and I haven't done it yet. I'm a full week into the month. I haven't done it because I've been so busy. You know, if I
And this is exactly the type of thing that I'm talking about. Why are you physically writing out the bills that you have to pay every single month? They're the same bills, I think. Like, I don't know how Washington works. Never lived there, in all fairness. But where I live, all my bills, my utilities, my mortgage, all of those things come monthly, and I know exactly when I need to pay them. And I put them on auto pay specifically so I don't have to deal with these things. Why is he incapable of this? Why does it have to be an entire to-do every single time? It's never made sense. Never.
had an extra day to just sit here and do work behind the scenes, that'd be amazing. I don't even have enough time to spend with my family. Like I said, tomorrow, in a rare move, tomorrow, Saturday, I'm actually spending time with my wife for the entire day. We don't have to go grocery shopping. We don't have to go to an appointment. We just get to go have fun on a day together. I can't believe it. It's been a month. You know, we were planning on doing this a bunch of times, and we only got to do it once so far in early.
And just think about how childish that sounds in reality. You're a fucking adult, bro. If you want to spend time with your wife, sometimes that does entail actually doing things around the house, going to the store, running other miscellaneous errands. The thing is, you're supposed to enjoy each other's company so that when you do those things, it's as if you were doing them and having fun at the same time. Kind of like when you go and do an errand with a friend and you joke around the entire time and it makes it far less stressful or even not stressful at all, and it's just something that gets done. It's supposed to be like that with your significant other. At least I would hope that's the goal. It shouldn't matter whether or not you have to go to the store on your off day, because going to the store is a very mediocre task that takes actually nothing to accomplish other than time. It's not that big a deal. He acts as though just because he's not sitting around all day lazily on his ass, that he didn't get to relax or do things he wanted to do on his day off. Like, sorry, boss, sometimes that's the way she fucking goes when you're an adult. I don't know. He legitimately sounds like a middle schooler who got weekend homework. Oh, I didn't even get to do anything I like because I had to do this stupid pre-test homework. Like, grow up, bro. It's like that. Life sucks sometimes. I don't know.
November.
It really
Well,
does bother me the way he talks about time off. Considering he literally doesn't work.
But anyway, yeah, it's just really cool. I'm living life right now and really enjoying it. Like, I can't believe the turnaround this year. I want you to think about it this way. In August of this year, when the month began, I was in a situation where basically I knew I was going to have to change my setup because my PC was dying. It was having all of these issues. The fans were dying out one by one. The ones that were...
Because you're smacking on your PC case instead of actually fixing the issues when they were happening. Cases are actually, what, 15, 20 bucks in order to swap it out? You pop the side panel off, you unplug the fan, unscrew it, plug in the new one, screw it in, and then all of a sudden you've got brand new fans. This is an entirely fixable issue. But no, we need a whole new PC. Let's hear how the rest of the PC was going.
We're still working. We're incredibly loud. Okay, the hard drive was failing and having repeated, corrupted videos and errors. You
can just buy a new hard drive.
Having tons of problems, and I was like, okay, it's so old. That's why
we've listed 2 out of tons, and both of them are entirely fixable and not that big of a deal at all. But of course, we needed a whole new one. And yes, Eric Brennan, you do hear the cat. She's hovering over my keyboard, looking to cause a disaster.
And I was facing a situation where I was thinking, man, the only out that I have is to basically use my wife's PC from 2017 you know, a PC that is 7 years outdated, and to have to migrate my stuff over to that one because that's the only option I have. I need to do something. I can't keep using this old PC. And we were talking about doing it. We were trying to figure out how to do it and when to do it.
And whenever he talks about his potential migration over to his wife's PC from 2017, like, there's nothing wrong with that. My PC that I currently use right now was built in 2018. Since then, I've swapped quite a few parts on it, but it's still the same motherboard. The fans are still the same. Some of the hard drives are identical. Literally never swapped them out. There's nothing wrong with the PC. It runs fantastically. I play my games all the same. He acts as though age is the end all be all for PCs when it really is what components are in it. And age doesn't necessarily just make them obsolete like that. Like, eventually, of course it does, but not the way that he acts like it does.
And then all of a sudden,
thank you, White Nervosa, for welcoming me back to the stream.
Because the guys from Kino Casino gave me a chance. I reached out to them, talked to them behind the scenes about, you know, having a conversation. They wanted me on the show. They had me on the show. They gave me a chance. It worked out incredibly well. And, you know, the rest is history. You know, now I'm co-streaming on 2 different sites instead of just YouTube. So I do have a new audience that's enjoying my content, which is amazing.
Very
right?
cool.
All detractors are never going to go away,
that
and
show
I know
up.
that. But at least now, I have a new group of people with eyes on me who are really enjoying.
If even that on Kick, which again, I hate to do it this many times now, I was saying that DSP should multi-stream simply because there was no reason not to. For DSP, there was aside from the fact that he thought that he couldn't do it, there was no reason not to multi-stream and at least cast a wider net in hopes that one person on the other site would be there. So as stupid and silly and as big of a waste of time as people like to think that it is, it shouldn't have been any sort of difficulty on DSP's end to do it in the first place. It shouldn't have been a big to-do. He shouldn't have blown it up to be the way that it was. But again, it's DSP. He always does that.
Me and my content and are supporting me, you know, in way more than ever before. I just went through 95 straight streams.
Whoa, 95.
Hitting my goals. That is insane. Who would have thought that I ever would have got that level of momentum back after the vest streak over 4 years ago, right? Everyone said, oh, no, that's just a fluke for Phil. That'll never happen again. And then here we go. You know,
and then it happened again as a complete random fluke once again, if you ask me. Like, he acts as though the broken clock being right twice a day, like, that's not a saying, right? Even a blind squirrel finds a nut eventually, or whatever the other fucking saying is. Like, that is actually the guy. He fumbles and stumbles his way every single day on stream. Out of 365 fucking attempts, you have to hit gold eventually. Maybe it's a little, maybe it's a lot, but eventually you have to do something, right? Right, of course, being in quotes. But he acts as though every single success is some sort of indication that he's actually a god. First, and I don't know where that ego comes from, given his circumstances and the way that he gets torn asunder on a daily basis on the internet. The only place he actually resides, as he constantly refuses to go outside at all costs. Thank you, Duke Alistair, for the 2. Atlas, you know he doesn't understand how PCs work. I know. But with a little bit of gumption, he totally fucking could. It's the outright refusal to learn that actually irritates me more, rather than just a lack of knowledge.
And again, I want you guys to understand you have changed my life. It's not just, oh, now Phil has a few PCs.
What's up, Onion Hat?
No. Now I can spend more time with my family. I was able to do things around here that needed to be done that were desperately needed, but were being held off, like getting a new washer dryer and just doing basic upgrades to the house, the things that were falling apart.
And again, it like talking as though these things absolutely needed to be done. It's like he just doesn't live in reality. I said this in my last video, I believe, the Thanksgiving appreciation segment style one. The only issues that he ever mentioned with his washer was that it would throw up an uneven load error. That was it. Never complained about the dryer, never said that the washer had any other sorts of issues, yet he spent over $3,000 to get a new set of both of them for essentially no reason. But it had to have been done. He just had to. He absolutely needed a new shower head in his shower because I guess the old one just didn't spit water. That is actually the only reason you would need a new shower head, is if it just didn't work anymore. It literally leaked. Other than that, like, you can use a shower head all the same every single day. And not replacing his shower curtain for a decade, while strange, is not the biggest deal in the world. As long as you replace the inner liner that actually gets gross, it's purely cosmetic, the outside of the curtain. It did not need to be done. But okay, DSV, very cool.
And this is all because of all of you, all right? I mean, hell, I got to bring back the King moniker, which I really liked. And listen, it's a joke, and we all know that. It's not serious, but that was my thing. That was my running title for years, and I had to get rid of it because of trollish dickheads saying that it meant something that it didn't. Well, now it's back. Everything is back. You know what I mean? My confidence is back, and it's just so awesome. So,
and it's so telling that his confidence really is based off of how much money he gets, just going off of recent events. The fact that the Kino Casino gave him, you know, a chance and a leg up, and then he started to make money, and then all of a sudden, I get to bring the King moniker back. I get to have my confidence. I get to do what I want. Why weren't you capable of doing any of those things before the money? You could play whatever you wanted. You could have called yourself anything that you pleased. Your schedule is entirely determinate on you. You make the rules here, regardless of the amount of money coming in. But now that the money's up, now we get the confidence. It's just clear as day what his actual ambitions are. And that's just as much money to extract from the dents as possible.
Thank you all for that. Okay? Now, obviously, we got to talk about the fact of what happened last night. Everyone wants to talk about that.
Finally, we actually get back to the original segment.
That are positive, both the viewers that are toxic, you know, Kino Casino, I talked to about it last night. So let's talk about it, shall we? Okay. So.
Holy shit, you're right. I just seen it. Llama Drama Farmer saying, can't unsee the foam tile receding hairline now. It does kind of look like a receding hairline, doesn't it? That's pretty funny. I've never noticed.
Here's what happened last night, okay?
Yeah, it's like an exact replica of his hairline. Exactly, dude.
Stream on Kick. As you know, when I do DS Politics, I only stream it on Kick. I don't stream it on YouTube at all. So it's a different audience, for sure. Now, some people have come over there from YouTube, and I'm happy for that. I'm glad for that and grateful for that. Thank you.
Very grateful. Prayer hands and all.
From YouTube to watch my political content. And as you know, I take archives from that show and I clip them up into a series of highlights.
Yes, sir.
And I upload them to my DSP Reacts channel. And to be honest, they're doing well. Those clips are doing far better than anything that I was putting on the DSP Reacts channel in the last year. You know, when I was doing my DSP versus the internet show, the clips would get anywhere from 100 to 300 views on average. The highlights from DS Politics are getting 500 to 1,000 views each. So they're doing much better. I mean, you're talking double to triple the amount of attention. The videos are getting likes, they're getting comments. So people are liking the content, okay?
I'm not quite convinced that view count necessarily equals liking the content. I don't think that those things are necessarily correlated. In fact, they can be exactly opposite, believe it or not. I do have to, I guess, give him, again, more credit where it's due, because DS Politics, as much as I don't like it, and I disagree with him, and I personally don't watch it, at least it has a point. And at least he says things on it, which makes for better content objectively. Now, DSP Reacts, I think, is far more enjoyable because he doesn't say anything. Because there wasn't a central idea, it could accidentally be fun, whereas DS Politics is intentionally not fun, which is its own problem. But again, credit where it's due, at least he has a point with DS Politics. There was a reason nobody watched the React, and it's because he didn't say anything, and there was no reason to. It was nothing. It was nothing content.
But the problem is a couple things. Number one, only streaming on
I'm being
Kick,
very gracious
okay?
today.
Basically, my
I didn't
base
wake up
audience isn't
toxic.
coming over. I know that. Like, I'm getting
3
people who are
a.m. wake
viewers
up
who are
makes me
watching on Kick,
non-toxic, confirmed.
but it's not most of the YouTube audience. There is some, but not most. Like, for example, the streams get between 200 to 250 viewers. Hey, that's good for a political show and me just starting to cover politics and things. I'm happy with that. That's not, oh, I'm so disappointed, okay? But it's not the regular crowd, right? Like many
200 to 300 people on the politics stream, assuming those are real people, real numbers, that's pretty much the amount of people that he gets on the pre-stream on average. High 300s, maybe low 4, but they all dip out before the gameplay starts. So his politics streams are supposedly pulling in pretty much the exact same numbers that his gameplay pulls in. How could he be disappointed? When the figures are on average, pretty similar to the main thing that you do, it would be hard to complain. Now, the numbers shouldn't be that low. He should have more viewers than that, given 200,000 subscriber channel. But, I mean, he was pulling in 200, 300 views of video, which tells you everything you really need to know about DSP's audience, or what remains of them.
of you in the chat right
What
now,
up, Crust
you weren't
Punks?
there,
Thanks for stopping by,
nor
brother.
were you interested. You're here for hang out with me for gaming and things like that, right? So that's number one. Number two, this is 100% true, and this is not a negative towards anyone, but when I'm streaming on Kick, if Kino Casino is streaming, my views are lower. It's that simple. When Casino is streaming, they're the guys on Kick. They're the big dogs. They're the big shots. And they're not streaming all the time. They've actually had a few weeks where they weren't streaming that much in November. So now that they're back, they're hot. Everyone wants to watch them. So when I'm streaming on Kick, not only do I have less of a actual viewership because it's not on YouTube, but also the people who are there are probably going to be watching them rather than me. And that's exactly what happened last night.
But why is that relevant?
So,
like I understand his view count is lower. There's technically less people there to support, but that's the nature of being on the internet and on these platforms. You could argue that point every single day, all day long, about any content creator that you please. If that is genuinely a cope that you're willing to accept, you could do it every single day with no exception, because there's always somebody else live. There's always somebody else posting something that is going to vie for the attention of your audience, because they don't just exclusively watch you, in the same way that other detractors stream over each other sometimes. And then obviously, you rate at the end nicely, which I forget to do sometimes, but that's just the way that it works, man. You can indefinitely cope if you're willing to believe this, which he does. So I guess it makes sense. It's just, you hate to see it. You hate to see somebody just give up all of the time, even when it's DSP.
it is what it is. Last night, most of the audience that would have been watching my politics show were watching Kino Casino, and that's okay. Originally,
And Michael AE says for the 279, thank you. I doubt his/Kino's shared audience fills a short bus. I think that, oh, you're saying the shared audience. You're saying the shared audience. I say I definitely think that the Kino's audience fills a short bus, but the shared, yeah, it's actually about 4 or 5 people maximum at this point. Most of them have dipped out, and the only ones hanging on are the ones who are going out of their way to felt the detractors, whatever that's worth, whether it's your money. Whether you give it to them or not is honestly not a big deal to me. I'm going to point and laugh anyway.
that's
But
why
thank
I
you for
wanted
the
to
279.
try to schedule the politics show for not when they're streaming, but they don't have a consistent schedule. So because of that, I can't do that. Like, you know me, I like to be consistent with my schedule. I want to stream my politics show the same day every week if possible. If there's a reason I can't, like Thanksgiving, right? That's different. So, I couldn't really do much in regards to that. The show went well.
You could be more
the topics
entertaining.
were good. In fact, I had a really long show. Like, I went longer than I expected. I'm trying to keep the show 2 hours, but I had so many topics to cover that the show went long, and I even had clips that I couldn't get to, and I told the people who had submitted them, I'm still going to cover them. I promise you. We just got to get to it at a later date. It's that there was so much to cover. And I still didn't even get to the point where, like, I talked about all the news stories for the week. Some people were like, I can't believe he didn't
And just think about that. Like, knowing DSP, I absolutely know he waffled on for absolutely an unacceptable amount of time for every single topic and repeated himself about 900 times. I didn't even watch the content, and but he's gonna get back to these hot topic issues, these breaking news style stories a week later. It's not gonna be relevant. Most of these people aren't going to care about this subject matter next week if there's no new developments. And that's a loss on your end because you are incapable of moving your show along at a reasonable pace. And he has that issue in all of his content. It's, again, one of the reasons that the reacts were so fucking bad was because where he decides to talk, where he decides to give his opinion, he just continues to go on, and it's just incessant. It's no wonder he can't beat these games. It's no wonder he can't get through all the topics. It's no wonder that all of the news stories that he even wants to cover on the pre-stream don't get covered. He just can't move on.
Talk about the United Healthcare CEO who was murdered.
And Ashton, I don't think that he researches any of these topics, in all honesty. Maybe the first politics stream he went in, like, after having read some articles or something. But by the second one, I wasn't convinced that he knew anything about the subjects. And that's just an honest review of the second DS Politics, the last one I watched.
There's just too much going on, for me to cover every story. So it went well. And then immediately when the show ended, I actually edited 3 clips. And those I already got queued up for DSP Reacts. 2 of them were live, and others going live tonight. And then tonight, I got to make more clips. I was going to make 6 or 7 clips out of the show. I just didn't have time last night. So it went well, but
it went
basically
super
what
well.
happened was it's very simple. All right.
Very simple. Here's what happened.
People, supported it at the beginning, and there was literally no kick support at all. There was literally during the entire show 1 gifted sub.
Okay, so there was no kick support at all to immediately follow it up with there was only 1 gifted sub. Now, I get what he was saying. Very low amount, not the amount that he expected. I understand. But to say there's none to immediately follow it up with there was 1, there's just something about it that irritates me, man. Just speak accurately. And if you're going to exaggerate, make it obvious that you're exaggerating for entertainment purposes. It's a very basic, like, charisma that I would expect out of somebody who wants to be an entertainer, who streams. But he's got no charisma. He doesn't know how to talk, and he can't even, like, be charming when he's lying to you, which I think is the most important part of lying, is the charm. He has none.
And the show is on Kick exclusively. So it's streamed on Kick, and I got no Kick support at all.
No
all
Kick support
was
at all, except for the one you mentioned.
It's not going to hit the goal if that's the case. The first couple of weeks, we had tons of people on Kick who were excited, who were watching the show, and were dropping subs, and it was supporting.
Bravado. He's got
and it
no
could be a combo of
riz.
factors. It could be that people were watching Kino Casino. It could be that they just couldn't make it last night. Like, for example, Darkside Pimp, who's my regular supporter on Kick, outright said,
Big
I
ups,
can't be
Darkside
there
Pimp.
tonight. Work is killing me, and I'm slammed, and I'm not going to be there. And I'm like, well, that's it then. What are you going to do? Yeah, that's life. You can't always be.
But isn't that a concern? Shouldn't that be a huge red flag? I mean, it already goes completely contrary to what he always says, that his channel isn't propped up by like 4 people. But that aside, isn't it concerning that the second somebody messaged you behind the scenes, which is already weird, saying that they couldn't be there, that you instantly threw your hands into the sky and said, well, that's it then, we're not going to hit the fucking goal? That's not the attitude you should have. And if you find yourself in that situation, you need to reassess a lot more than just the stream, but about the way that you conduct yourself on the internet and the way that people view you. But again, it's DSP, and it doesn't matter how many times you say this. He doesn't take advice until he does, of course, like with DaVinci Resolve. So I guess you could wait. I just wouldn't hold your breath.
Be just dependent on one person being there to support it. So
he had said it on the day
it is
stream
what it
in
is. The
chat.
streak ended. And again,
I was hearing that there was DMs behind the scenes of people saying they couldn't make it. Maybe it wasn't necessarily Darkside Pimp. Maybe I'm conflating 2 stories. But that is what I was told via something. A lot of guy information going on throughout the day. Okay, I can't remember all of it, dude. Come on. Thank
This
you,
is
Michael
not
AE,
a
for the
negative
correction. If it
towards
is true,
anyone. I'm not upset. I'm not disappointed. This is not like when it looked like something was going to end because of an extenuating circumstance or anything. It ended naturally and it ended properly. It wasn't some bullshit that was going to cause it to end. So if it ended last night, it ends. And I was like, all right, you know what? There you go. It's all good. Not a big deal. Okay.
not a big deal at all. So
that's fine.
Why are we talking
So then
about it?
last night,
We're still
I
talking
went
about
on Kino Casino while they were broadcasting, and I talked with those guys for a little bit. Just having some fun as usual. A few minutes. You know, I was only there for like 15, 20 minutes. And they were doing some crazy thing where they were playing some video at like quarter speed, and Andy was doing a speed run of Super Mario World at the same time. And I was like,
What the
I
fuck?
don't know how they do it. I just don't know how to do it. I would never be
what?
able to do that. Every night they're doing crazy stuff like that. It's like, okay.
I don't understand what he's confused by. What does he want to do? What does he think they're doing there? He can't play a game quickly while a video plays? He's incapable of doing that? I don't know. I don't know what he's striving to do in that case.
So anyway, so we're doing it. I'm
He
talking
just
with
wants to
them
be the
live
casino,
during the
I
stream.
guess. Like,
And
sure.
Triple P, which again, that's what I call him. Triple P says, the streak ended. No, it didn't. I said, what do you mean? He goes, no, you were doing your political show. He goes, your political show is not your regular content. You shouldn't even be counting that show as part of your streak. Your regular viewers who watch your gameplay have literally carried you for like 3 months on the streak. So that's not fair to them. They're the ones who've been pulling you through. The politics show is relatively new. That definitely shouldn't be the end of your streak. Okay, so he's like, I think you should continue your streak. Okay,
I don't think so, because that's not how streaks work.
all right. I mean, it is a fair point.
And why? Like, I understand the Kino Casino DSP relationship is an oddity, especially if you watch the 50-minute Dingus clip from the other day. Big ups, Expand Dong, of course, absolutely. Their relationship is very strange. I don't quite know what to make of it, but they definitely don't particularly care for DSP in a genuine way. I don't know why Ashton is coping for DSP aside from egging on further lolcow style shenanigans. I really don't see why he has any sort of vested interest in the streak. And it is very funny that other people are coping for DSP, though, as if he needed any sort of help doing that by himself. DSP is king of the cope, for sure. Don't need Ashton to do it for him. But even what Ashton says doesn't make any fucking sense, and DSP is too stupid to understand that it doesn't make sense. Sure, you're doing political content different from your gameplay, but those same people who were watching the gameplay and supporting also were expected to sit through the react every single fucking week that they didn't want to watch, simply to keep the streak going. Why is it only now that the political stream has failed that we're moving the goalpost and saying that the streak shouldn't count then? Is it because it's failed now? Is that literally the only reason? Now that the number is actually 0, now we're going to move the goalpost? Seems just really disingenuous to me and nonsensical. But sure, man, sure.
Well,
That's like saying kick only.
It is a show that's brand new. It's getting an audience.
Maybe, but again, even if that's the case, it counted the last 3 times that he did it, and he had no issue then. So if you had no issue then, why is the 4th time the exception? Why is the 4th time when we make the rules? Because clearly the show has already demonstrated that it's capable of hitting the goal 3 times in a row. If it can do it 3 times in a row, why can't it do it a 4th? Very confusing. I'll never understand.
Now, right? It's not something that is regular. I don't even have it on a regular day yet. I had it regularly on Thursday, then I went to Friday, then I went back to Thursday. And I definitely know that, for example, someone with, for example, like Darkside Pimp outright would have supported it, couldn't be there last night. So, this is all stuff to consider, right?
Okay. And again, the logic just doesn't make sense. Yes, your team potentially could have won that football game had your star quarterback been able to make it into the game, but they weren't. Therefore, you lost. It still goes on your record, regardless of whether or not your fucking player made it. That's the way she goes, bud. You don't just get to, I mean, he can because it's a nonsensical streak that never had any hard set rules anyway. But you know what I'm saying? If you're being honest about it, this doesn't make sense. You can't apply this logic anywhere other than specifically right here because DSP makes the rules.
So I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking about it, and basically we're kind of going back and forth about it, and I'm like, well, I'll think about it overnight, all right? Because the truth is, the streak did end. It did.
It did.
Everyone was there.
It ended before,
we didn't get the support,
actually.
the streak ended, okay? So here's the deal. First of all, the streak's not continuing. It's over.
Let's go.
You're not going to lie about it or try.
Dance. Everybody's got a grave dance today, or I guess yesterday. You should have been grave dancing yesterday in reality. But please start grave dancing. The streak is dead. No more streak confirmed. There will be goal changes. Of course, we're getting there. But the streak as it was is permanently deceased. And you can all rejoice. The detractors have outlasted another one. Huge detractor W. Day of celebration.
Try to fudge it or try to fucking bullshit around it. The streak ended, okay? But there's two things that I would like to do. All right? There's two things that I would like to do. The first is this, okay? Today, if we hit the goal on this stream, which we very well may, it's a new release day, right? We may get excitement. You know, people want to see the new game. They support it. If we hit the goal on this stream, I'm still going to do DSP tries it anyway. Okay?
So anybody who was thinking or who tipped during the week specifically to see the goal get hit because they wanted to watch him eat Popeyes for whatever fucking reason, you got scammed. Yes, you, Rue, because your money wasn't actually required. It never should have been. But with the streak failing and him making this exception, you got scammed, fuckhead. Congratulations. You better get used to it if you're a DSP dent. Simple as.
Regardless of the fact that we didn't hit the streak last night, I still want to do it anyway. Because you guys support me so much. And the whole idea of DSP Tries It is supposed to be, I'm saying thank you. Let's continue this show that doesn't make money or anything. Okay? So I don't want to then say, oh, now we get punished or we're not going to do it. No, we're going to do it.
Dirty the grower.
Right?
I'm not quite sure.
So let's hit the goal today on the stream, as if that was the agreement, was that we were going to do
erased
today,
any sort of replies about Jaha
every Friday. All right. So
Very
as long
strange.
as we still hit it on this stream, we're going to do a DSP Tries It episode anyway. Okay. But we're not going to reset the streak. That would be really stupid. All right.
That would be really stupid. Out of all of the things he said today,
with Ashton
that
on
would be
this fact,
stupid.
that I do think that the political show, being that number one, it's only on Kick. I don't have the YouTube audience or the YouTube support. You can't super chat. You can't do a super sticker. You can't do memberships on there, right?
Okay.
I do think that perhaps moving forward, we shouldn't count it during the streak.
But again, it shouldn't matter whether or not, or how many avenues for support you have, because according to the numbers, you have the exact same amount of people that you normally do on a daytime stream, except for the pre-stream, of course, during the gameplay, your bread and butter, supposedly. So making this exception makes no fucking sense, just because it doesn't have super chats or memberships the same way that YouTube does. All right. Sounds good, dude.
I don't think it makes sense until maybe it gets a foothold. Like if we get a regular audience of people who like it and support it, that's a different thing. But right now, I don't feel like we're getting that. And it's because it's new. You know, perhaps let the show run for a while. Let it get some consistent support. Let it get some consistent viewership of people who are coming by and liking it, right? And
but it had consistent
we should start
support.
Counting it towards it.
It had consistent viewership.
Okay?
3
I
times
think
in
that
a
does
row.
Make sense. All right. So moving forward, I don't think that I'll be doing the politics stream as counting towards any kind of a streak or anything like that. Okay? So there you go. Now it's funny. These people who come in every day and they're like, But you have all these restreamers who watch you. Yes, and they don't support me. The
Of course.
restreamers are scumbags.
Who said that? Where? Where did you see this? I don't see this. No one said that. Well, okay. To be fair, no, wait. Where does he see this? That doesn't make sense. I don't see this in his chat. Who is saying this? Oh, right here. Hang on. Let me back it up. I'm too dented. Hashtag too dented. Jalen's saying, does he know about his restreamers? The guy has over 600 views right now. He's probably talking about ALT doing his pre-stream watch along, as he does on almost a daily basis. A fucking lunatic. Yes, ALT Rex in the big numbers, brother. Come on. He fucking absolutely smashes a guy in view count, and that's irrelevant to DSP. So why are you bringing it up? Thank you, Conqueror of Iberia, for the 8 months. Big ups to fellow green hats. May our streaks be longer than anything Phil does. I agree. Shout out the green hats. And shout out Conqueror of Iberia for the 8 months. Getting ever closer to the 12-month hat, which I don't remember the color of. Is it blue? We'll find out eventually.
Restreamers who watch you. Yes, and they don't support me.
ALT does pull in
Restreamers are scumbags.
1K every day. It's kind of wild.
Who literally cannot make content for themselves because they are losers.
Yo, and Almighty Tevin was restreaming yesterday as well. You're right. Maybe he was talking about
talent.
Tevin.
Their talent is watching my talent and then talking about it. That's not
and that isn't that actually the craziest part is you can have hundreds, if not thousands of people watching DSP everywhere but actually watching DSP. Because the entertainment provided by the people restreaming or even just the chat that Raw Phil has adds so much more to the content than just the guy. Isn't that insane?
Talent. You understand? No one would tune into just them. They only tune into them while they're watching me. But they've made an audience that is toxic.
That's you.
That is harmful.
That's you.
That will never support me. So they don't count, nor
that's
do they
me,
matter.
but not
you know?
Snoop.
The truth is, you're right. Every single day when I'm streaming, I probably have double to triple the audience that I have on my actual content because people have made it a policy to think that they can live rebroadcast. You can't. Okay? Allow me to explain this as matter-of-factly as possible. It's illegal. You can't live rebroadcast someone without explicit permission because you are rebroadcasting their content and making profits off of it and taking away their opportunity to actually have legit business with their own content. If you do a transformative work, meaning let's say you had a broadcast and you edited it up and chopped it up and paused it to do commentary and criticism, that's different.
But that is kind of what most restreamers do. How often do people watch DSP live, like ALT every day, watch the pre-stream, and then go on a tangent and pause the video and then come back, 5 minutes later after the tangent and watch the guy again. That is literally the transformation, is the pausing and the commentary over it. Or even the commentary unpaused is fucking enough. But sure, it's all illegal. It's all illegal.
Right? If I'm watching a full-length documentary, but I'm pausing and I'm adding content and I'm making it transformative, that's legal. For you to live rebroadcast someone's stream without permission is completely illegal. There is nothing legit about it. You can't do it. There's not a legal leg to stand on. But the fact that just because people don't sue you for it makes you think it's legit, it's not. It's not content. It's not real. You're a bunch of fucking no-load losers who don't deserve a single view or a single dollar from anyone because you don't have content of your own. Fuck off. Okay? Now,
but if I don't know how many of you have watched some older Atlas style streams. I have played games on stream. As a matter of fact, I've beaten all of Halo Reach before he's done a stream before, like from beginning to end. Isn't that what he was saying he was incapable of doing earlier when the Kino Casino was doing it? They were speed running a game. Doesn't that technically mean that I would have more talent than the guy since I'm capable of doing something he can't? But we're the no-load losers, as a bunch of detractors make a bunch of parody songs that are sometimes funnier or better than originals in certain instances. I'm not saying all of them, but in certain instances. Or original pieces? Good God, the fact that people make original pieces of music based off of the guy, he couldn't fucking fathom doing that. He doesn't have that amount of talent in his whole body that some of these people have at their fingertips. But they're the no-load losers. Whatever the fuck that's even supposed to mean. Very strange that he's thinking about other dudes busting nuts. But I guess to each his own. There's nothing wrong with that. I'd just be a little more upfront about it. And quit saying some of the things that he says. You know, about Destiny and that.
It is completely illegal. Enjoy your permanent ban.
All right, get him out of here.
It is completely illegal to fully restream something live, because you have taken away the opportunity.
That was Captain Morgan Real, who was obviously banned, saying transformative doesn't have a time frame. You can be transformative for a live stream. 100%. 100%.
It is illegal. It is not transformative to live rebroadcast someone 100% without permission.
And Pop became a dad recently. Very cool. Very cool. I seen that. Congratulations, Pop. Look like a cute baby. Not all babies are cute, so big ups.
So anyway,
the ban was on YouTube. I'm not going back. It's
in
too
regards
late now.
In regards to the politics show, it will continue. It's not going to end. For the record, I still made like $60 on the show. It wasn't like there was zero support and everyone hates the show. That's not the case. It's just that literally none of the Kick supporters were there. None of the Kick regulars were there for DS Politics to support it. So I got zero support from Kick. It was just a couple tippers that basically supported the show, and I appreciate that. But I agree with both Ashton and others saying that that show essentially shouldn't count towards the streak. Okay? So it won't. From now.
But again, the idea that it was solely because a couple of whales couldn't be there, therefore it shouldn't count. Like you could apply the exact same logic on YouTube when your whales don't show up. Like, if you really want to walk this fucking road, you could do it all day long, every day, and never have to take responsibility for just being a poor content creator that nobody wants to support. And that's exactly what he wants to do.
Now on, we won't count that at all towards any kind of streak or goals. It'll still be there. We'll still have goals or whatever, but it's not going to count because I agree. It's a different kind of content. I've only done 4 shows of it. I don't see why it should be that big of a deal. I mean, that's kind of sucks that that's what ended the streak. The gameplay was doing fine. I just had a bunch of really solid, Stalker, Microsoft Flight Sim, and Bloodborne all did great. So, no problems there. It was only when I did this other kind of content that the streak ended, and that kind of sucks. So,
and he has no interest at all in uncovering why that actually could be the case. That the gameplay that sucks ass and nobody likes is doing okay and receiving support, but the politics show that he specifically goes out of his way to do and get information on and has members recommending stories for, that doesn't get support, and it's whatever. It's bullshit, you guys. It totally shouldn't break the streak. Okay.
It is what it is. There's various different things that have killed the streak. We had the boringness of Black Myth Wukong, and then we had the politics show with none of the Kick supporters being there, right?
Sug on D's nuts with the 199. Thank you so much, brother, for the 2. That feeling when you fumble the Whale Mary. I like that. Whale Mary is pretty funny. That's I'm going to use that eventually somewhere. If you hear that in a video, guys, it was a original Atlas style joke. Ignore Sug on D's nuts, of course.
So,
or stealing my jokes preemptively.
Lucky Gremlin says, you don't have to strike the channel to do that, right? I don't know what you're talking. Oh, why not report them and take their ad money? Because you can't do that, Lucky Gremlin. The only way that you can stop someone from, basically doing it, you need to be involved with a partner network, a big corporation. A corporation can contact YouTube and claim other people's content. An individual creator cannot. I would have to lawyer up and get all kinds of legal backing in order to do it.
Well, why do you need to lawyer up, DSP? Just defend yourself. He knows the law so well.
To YouTube with a lawyer and say, these channels regularly rebroadcast my content illegally. regularly steal my content without my permission and just fully re-upload it, not any transformative work, I want their money. And they would give it to me.
And one of my biggest issues with this conversation, whatever it's in reference to DSP, and DSP specifically talks about it, is it's in, to me at least, when I look into things like this, what transformative is so, it's so subjective. I don't know that there's even a hard line on it. To argue this in court would be, I don't think, an undertaking that really anybody would want to do if not being paid buku bucks. Like, I don't think that any lawyer really would even take DSP up on this, given how subjective this could be. Like, if you really want to argue transformative fucking work, is having his chat on the screen, given that he doesn't provide it himself, transformative enough? If I shift his aspect ratio around a little bit, is that enough? I don't know. I genuinely don't. But it provides a different experience that DSP is not. That sounds to me like it's transformative.
But, you know, I don't have the time and the means to fuck around with lawyers to do this. You know, it's disgusting that these people think that what they're doing actually is legit. It's not. You only exist because I allow you to. Do you understand? You're like the little gnat that's buzzing around my neck, and I just don't have time to swat you away. But one day I might.
Yeah, Green Lobster, and that's exactly the type of things that I think about when looking into it, is that Sargon case. Like, it is really fucking subjective and specific if you wanted to argue that. So,
number one, the streak absolutely did end. And there's nothing that I'm going to do to change that. I'm not going to cope about it or anything.
You're doing it right now.
Okay? It was at 95, I think. It was either 96 or 95. I don't even know. All right? The bummer was we were right at 100, which would have been an amazing, rememberable milestone. And we didn't hit it, okay?
It would have been a rememberable milestone. Not memorable, a rememberable milestone. I just want to hear it again, because it's most definitely not how that's fucking said.
Was we were right at 100, which would have been an amazing, rememberable milestone. And we didn't hit it, okay? So
truly one of the best linguists of our time.
That's okay. It was amazing, and it helped a ton. Why do you think I was able to just drop in 1 week $3,000 to improve my setup? It's because of you guys, okay? So thank you very much for that. Now, excuse me. Number one, today, if we hit the goal on this very stream, I'm still ordering the food for DSP Tries It. Now, what will I get? I don't know. We don't know at all. We don't know at all what I'm going to order yet. Besides, I might try the ghost pepper chicken sandwich. That looked pretty good. But outside of that, I don't know what else. I would get a few things, okay?
So he wants people to give him $150 today, right now, within the next few hours, because he is on a time limit today. That's a sidetrack. Hang on. He expects people to give him $150 today, right now, in the next few hours, and they don't even know what he's going to order. They don't know what the items are. They don't even know if they're interested in seeing these things being eaten by the guy, because maybe they're not rememberable, but they're expected to give the money up hand over fist because he said so. All right. Sounds fucking good, dude. I mean, like, the least you could do is have your fucking order planned out. Come on, man. Literally the least.
So, not sure yet, but hey, if we hit the goal, we'll order, okay? We'll do it live. That's number one. Number two, moving forward, I'm not going to count the DS Politics show as part of the streak, nor it will affect the streak. Obviously, I'd still like to get support for the show. You know, I'm streaming it exclusively on Kick. It just sucks that I didn't hit it yesterday because none of the supporters were around, and there's nothing I can do about that. All right, but moving
Linkerton
forward,
legs, I'm not repeating that, but you're a sicko. Don't make me think about that.
Consistent support on the Politics show. It's something to build and something to work on, right? Is Stellar Blade canceled?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go!
The only way I was playing Stellar Blade was to hit 276 straight streams, and we had 90-something, and it stopped. So sadly, Stellar Blade is off the table, and it looks like I'm never going to play it.
Awesome. Even better.
If people had kept the streak alive, I swear to you I was going to play it 100% when we hit 276, but the streak died. What can I do? Right?
And
you live by the
I
sword.
hate this. I really do. Because it just comes off as so smug and condescending every time he brings up Stellar Blade, and it have to reach the 276 streak in order for that to happen or whatever. Because it's a game his audience is fucking asking for. I don't care if they're asking ironically. I don't care if they're asking genuinely. Your audience, the people that are in your chat every single day watching your content, are asking you specifically for a type of content, and you are holding it over their heads and demanding funds in order for you to make
good
the
morning,
content
Kanye.
they want, when that is your exclusive fucking job. That's so disrespectful. I could not imagine actually supporting this guy after that. I just couldn't. It doesn't make any sense. He's spitting in your face every day if you're one of the people that want him to play Stellar Blade, and you continue to give him money. It'll never make sense.
God, what a grand and intoxicating innocence.
I agree. What a grand and intoxicating innocence. From Plush the Duelist with the 5 gifted. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you. Thank you. And I see that one of the OGs got one. Thack Mild. One of my very first viewers ever. Check older videos. He's like the only person in the comments. And Demi Fiend with the 2. Would you debate the motherfucker given the chance? No, absolutely not. I'm not talking to the guy. I don't want anything to do with the guy. I'm not a poo toucher. I like to do my pointing and laughing and move on positively. I have made my decision on how I feel about the guy. I'm sure if he hasn't by now, he will make his about me, and that's entirely fine. I got nothing to say to him. I can draw my own conclusions based off of his actions, because those speak louder than anything he has to say anyway. So that's where it stands. Thank you for the 2.
You die by the sword. Let me tell you, it's a real loss. I'm really hurt and upset.
Attack, I'm glad to see you're still here, boss.
Playing Stellar Blade. I can't believe it. If only we had hit the goals. Oh, shut. Son. Oh, listen,
and he's literally laughing in their face right now.
There's only
How
one
cool
thing
is
that
that?
can be possibly said about the fact that I'm not playing Stellar Blade.
You blew it!
Sorry. If we had just kept those goals going,
Boo.
you know, I would have been playing it, but... Anyway.
Anyway, I agree, DSP.
What's stopping me from playing Stellar Blade? I didn't hit 276 straight streams of hitting my goals. That was the agreement. We all agreed together, and we were working towards it. All I needed to do was hit 276, but...
You blew it!
What can you do? I'm sorry.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Anyway.
Somebody needs to take it away from him. Like, this boomer does not need a stream deck. Just take it. He's like, if this is going to be the future of DSP content, I don't know how I'm going to make it. If you've got Adam Sandler screaming every 5 fucking seconds, I might just quit. Real talk.
All right. So I have a couple of shout outs to do. Let's get a couple shout outs out of the way. We start off today with a
Every
$1
5 seconds
tip.
is an exaggeration, obviously.
All your fans want you to play Stellar Blade, even if people want to donate. Not everyone has money to donate. That's correct. But that was the agreement. Listen, this was agreed upon. People were like, okay. People were contributing for it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's life. Like for example,
What
let's
in the
say
goddamn-
I said, oh no, I'm just going to do it anyway. But then what's the point of having a goal? Right? Like, what?
Well, the exact same fucking thing can be said about the Popeyes today. That, spoiler, he didn't get anyway. But the exact same thing could be said. Why are we stopping the one goal, but not the other one? Like, how does his logic make any sort of sense? Even for him, I don't understand. How does, like, what mental gymnastics do you have to be capable of to say these things out loud and think that they make sense? I don't get it. I'm genuinely at a loss. Thank you, Vanguard D Nice for the 5. I hope one of the drivers from Uber Eats tells Phil to spell out iCup, and if he gets it right, he gets a golden topping on his meal just to piss him off, just to PO him free, piss off him for free. I can't condone that behavior. That's sick. That's gross. I can't tell the DoorDash or the Uber Eats drivers what to do though. So if they heard it and they thought it was a good idea, Y'all detract how y'all detract. Thank you for the 5. Vanguard D nice.
I love it. Where's the leaderboard? There it is. I can't even find the leaderboard. What's the point? Why not just give everything away? Why not just open my doors and let people walk into my home and just take everything out of the building? Right? Why not?
Because no one wants your trash.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. So you just want me to give everything away? Are you saying that you want my streams to become socialist streams? Is that what you're saying? You like
what is he giving away though? Like this joke doesn't even fucking make sense because he's not losing anything. There's no material item here. He loses nothing from playing a game and making content from it. There's no loss. It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. But he wants to talk about a very, very ironically bringing up communism or whatever in this instance when it was his politics show that caused this whole thing to begin with. I guess maybe that's why it didn't do so fucking well because you have no idea what you're talking about.
Socialism? That's what you want? Just give everything away?
Oh,
okay.
Socialism, not communism. That's really my bad.
I didn't realize that's where we were going. That we were all socialists.
You knew what I meant.
Now we're
Dude needs to get a J-O-B. You spelt it out. I thought you were going to say a J-O crystal, in which case is going to call you a sicko. But you're right. Anyway, he does need a motherfucking job.
Straw man. That's right. Hey, everyone else can make straw man. I love straw man. Let me tell you, Scarecrow, he's my favorite character of Wizard of Oz. So I'm just going to fill this stream with straw men from now on. If everyone else wants to do it about me, it's my turn. Anyway.
Okay, so lower your own standards.
Thank you for the $1 tip
to combat other people. Sounds good, dude.
A $6. What the hell? I misclicked. A $6.66 tip from my squirting fart hole. Oh, come on.
You read it. He reads these in advance. It makes the fake reaction not good. It makes it not funny. I didn't mean to in your ear that bad.
I don't want to repeat it.
That probably
I don't even want
like
to say it again. It's so disgusting. Jeez, man. I mean, there's some things in life we all know about and we all suffer from, but we don't have to talk about them. Anyway, so this is a 666 tip from he who will not be named. And he says,
wait,
is
hang on,
Stellar
before
Blade
that.
Still on the table?
No, shut up. The $5 on screen right now from Need to Burn saying successful channels don't spend 30 plus minutes convincing themselves the channel is doing amazing and hold the stream hostage. Your income is socialism. Agreed, Need to Burn. Quit fucking tipping though, you idiot. Not necessary. You can insult him and kick, and he won't even ban you apparently. I was in his kick chat for like all of the gameplay yesterday, just shooting the shit, doing whatever, and nobody ever said nothing. Never got moderated. Yours truly. Very fun, very cool experience.
We hit 95 again. You shouldn't only count kick streams and keep the streak going now. See what I mean? So some people actually are upset and want me to continue with the streak because they're very upset that it ended and they wanted to see Stellar Blade. Right? Okay.
You should just play the fucking game then.
Really? How about this?
Let's
do this. Let's figure this out. All right? Listen. Let's make a deal. Right? Let's wheel and deal here. All right. So people still want Stellar Blade. I think it's time for us to come to some new terms. All right? If you want Stellar Blade, okay. How about this? It was going to be 276 streams. We needed to tie the vest goal, correct? We got to what, 95? That's where we were. All right. So hold on a second here.
Why?
So first off, we're at 276.
And yes, really, Vanguard D nice. I'm not only am I not banned in his kick chat despite being there, I'm also still not banned on Twitter. Like the guy, I guess, doesn't take an issue with me, which is irrelevant to me, but cool, I guess. And thank you, George Hard R. Martin, for the 10. You can't tell his political views by the way he's using these buzzwords. Oh, you can tell his political views by the way he's using these buzzwords. Also, how can you bitch about views while withholding content? Exactly, dude. Exactly. It's kind of counterintuitive, but it's fine. It's fine. It makes for better content. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. He's been doing this for 16 years. Okay, he's a professional. Thank you for the 10.
5, but you also have to factor in the federal interest rates. You understand that the federal interest rates are still quite high. So we have to divide by the federal interest rate. Okay?
Oh, yes, this joke.
But then we have to
this
actually
now, of
factor
course.
in inflation, because inflation is still going up, just at
We're
a lower
calculating.
rate. So now we have to multiply by the current rate of inflation. Okay? Let's keep... Okay, wait. Hold on. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Review Tech USA has eaten exactly 732 THC gummies live on stream so far. So we have to factor that in too. So let's
It's a completely irrelevant joke that is just non-factually based. Very cool,
okay,
dude.
let's figure it out. Right? How do we do it? It was gonna be 276. We did 95, right? So how about this?
Narkill saying we also have to factor in Kurt Angle being in the equation.
How about this?
You're right. You're right.
I'll make everyone.
Usually you have a 33%
You know
chance,
Hold
but
on
since
a
Kurt
second.
Angle is going to be
Wait a
factored
minute.
into the equation,
It's the holiday season. It's the holiday season. Therefore, I think it's time for a real Christmas miracle. How about that? How about DSP grants your Christmas wishes here today on the Level 1 podcast? I think it's time, finally. You
To
know
play
what?
Stellar
In
Blade.
fact, you know what?
Hey, good morning, Kanye.
Here we
Oh my
go.
fucking God. Dude, could
All
he
right?
be any more obnoxious?
So, since it's this time of year, okay, and what the hell? Yo, that's creepy. You got rid of the hat. You got rid of the Christmas. All right, I can't do this. I can't be Christmas Phil with an AI background.
It's fine, right there. Literally use it right there. Leaned in slightly forward. You can use it just like that and have the hat in frame. Look at it in its all of its beauty right there, folks. He's managed to do it. Can't do it.
Deletes the hat.
It deletes
That's
the hat.
weird. Hold on. I'm going to try something.
It literally
I
looks
don't
fine
think that
right
the
now.
background affects it. Like, for example, if I did this background. What happened? Why is it not aligned now? Yeah, see, it still does it.
And this is just not content,
Hold on, I'm gonna
bro.
try. A few
Like this
things.
is
Let me
this
try.
is
If I go to the
why
filter.
nobody wants
and I
to
mess with
support
it,
your
does it do
shit
anything? Like, what if I do this?
when this is the
It doesn't
stream.
do anything. Nope, that doesn't make it any better or worse. What about this? Nope.
Thank you, Ikiro, for the 5
That turns it
Canadian. He's so smug in this before immediately failing the goal again and scrapping the stream entirely.
See, it's
Thank
like,
you.
Oh, whoa, that's
You're right
bizarre.
on the fucking money. The
It's like a
smugness in this
fusion.
segment is insane.
It's a background fusion. You could see the background, but you could also see Seattle. Dude, that's weird. That's actually really weird. All right. Yeah, I can't get the hat
Who
to
would
work
have
with
known
it.
when
Okay,
you
forget
when
it.
you
Forget
change
it.
the opacity, you can see through stuff. It's almost like dealing with sources 101 on OBS. If you change opacity, it becomes see-through. It's almost as though that's how opacity works and has always worked. But it's brand new to DSP. Waveman, thank you so much for the 3 months. This is what grasping at straws looks like. He has nothing to grab from because he has no clout or charisma and absolutely no new ideas. Big ups, sir. Big ups to you. Expertly put. You're right. He has no fucking charisma and no new ideas. Hence why later we're gonna get it's gonna get brought up. But he's changing the way that the streaks work and has no idea about additional rewards to offer because he's just creatively bankrupt as far as any aspect. He's creatively bankrupt. He's got nothing going on up there. Thank you for the 3 months again. And suck on D's nuts for the 199. Dear Snortaclaus, get a job with the prayer hands. Couldn't ask for more than that. You are asking for a Christmas miracle, but I think we can all put our belief behind your wishes.
Stupid
Thank
bat.
you
I
for
was
the
trying to be
2.
silly, but I can't do it. The hat doesn't work for some reason. Okay. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Christmas miracle is about to happen. Are you ready? Only here on DSP Gaming could this kind of stuff happen. You know, other streamers' channels, oh no. Here, I am willing
All right, here we go.
Grant all of your holiday wishes. I am. All right, so today I'm here to say exclusively, we were at 95.
Exclusively.
Okay. I have such a warm feeling in the cockles of my heart for Christmas this year. If we hit 100 straight streams starting now, but excluding the DS Politics streams. So this will include all my regular streams with podcasts and gameplay, but not DS Politics. Okay? If we hit, oh, but how about this? I'll even do you a better one than that. 100 straight streams of hitting the goals. So 100 streak.
Oh my God, get on with it.
If we do hit the goal on any stream like DS Politics, I'll count it anyway. Okay? So DS Politics can only possibly count as a positive, never as a negative.
But think about how this fucking works, dude. Again, it just doesn't make any sense in any other context. Could you imagine going and playing a sport, and then before you step out, your coach goes, okay, guys, this isn't going to count against our record, but if we win, it does count towards it. Like, isn't that just a shittier win? Doesn't that make all of this less meaningful? Like, and I mean legitimately meaningful. Like, you deserved it less. Like you've accomplished less because of the circumstances. I would imagine so. If you literally cannot lose, like there's no risk at all. Why would you be rewarded if you literally cannot lose? If it's always a W? Very strange.
All right. But the other streams do have to count. Okay. So any normal stream, first or second stream, that's a gameplay related stream or podcast stream counts. And any additional streams outside of those, like DS Politics or perhaps my upcoming long-form reacting, if we hit those, they also count. But if we don't hit it during those, it will not cancel the streak.
And that's him acknowledging 100% that DSP Reacts is now also not going to count against the streaks, despite it being held accountable up to this point. When it was short form content, you were expected to hit the goal every single time. But now that the streak has fallen, now that we're changing the rules, for now DSP Reacts is not, it doesn't have to hit the goal. Sound good? Makes sense? All right, we're going to move on positively.
How about that? Okay.
How about that? You guys are loving the changes. Okay, you see I'm being gracious.
Let it be known that my heart is growing 3 sizes today.
Well, that's the problem,
Much like
Valeron.
the Grinch.
Valeron.
Because if we hit 100
exactly,
straight
it's not a
streams
streak
of
at all.
the streak, I will
If you make
play
exceptions, it's not a
Stellar
streak.
Blade. Just think about that. I just gave you a discount. It was supposed to be $276. I just reduced it down to $195. I just gave you an 80 stream discount right here today on DSP Gaming. How does that work?
Dude, a discount on content you're paying him for. Like that, it pays his fucking bills. You're getting a discount on watching content you want to watch. Make that fucking make sense to me, dude. You're not supposed to be bargaining with your audience for content. At least, I don't think so. You should just make the fucking content. This is so absurd to me. You don't see any other content creator acting like this. Sure, they might hide things behind paywalls. They might want you to go to their Patreon or become a member for this, that, or the other. But DSP is actively holding content hostage to the entire audience because he expects a certain amount of money. And it's a large sum of money, too. It's not $10 a month on Patreon. You know, it's not $25 a month for super memberships or whatever the fuck on his channel. It's $150 cumulatively every single stream from the audience, in which he only has about 100 unironic fans in there. Those 100 people are expected to pull $300 a day out. Jesus Christ. And then we get the regard clap. That barely comes through. So what's the point?
What a gift.
Don't clap into your
That's the
fucking
Christmas
microphone.
gift that keeps on giving. Is it not? All right. So let's do it. Starting today. Let's hit the streak. Let's do it right now. Let's crush the goal right now. By the way, I forgot to put the 666 tip up there because the name was so disgusting.
Thank you, Plush
gonna
the
put their name with
Duelist, for the 4 months, saying I put stuff on my page, but even I don't beg hard, let alone this hard. Well, you're going up against stiff competition. Even the dirtiest, rottenest beggars in the worst cities possible don't beg as hard as the guy. He's again a professional, so it's gonna be hard to beat out the guy.
There you go. So, starting today, let's start hitting these goals. 100 straight. That will be a new record, right?
Eric
that will be
Brennan,
literally that'll be a new
Thin Ice,
record
bud.
to hit.
Seems like
that we haven't
every
hit yet.
stream you're on
we hit
Thin Ice.
95. So 100 will be a new milestone record for us. And it's a huge discount off of what I told you guys I was going to do it, okay? It will. It'll be a big discount. And again, remember, there will be streams that cannot cancel the streak, but they can add to it. The politics streams can only add to the streak, never take away. Same thing if I do a special stream, like later this month, I'm going to do this special long-form react to the Mr. Medicare documentary. Now, I would hope that that stream will be well supported, but if it's not, by some freak chance, it will not cancel the streak.
I am not excited for that either, man. I know I'm going to have to watch it, but man, I don't want to. I
think we've done it. That's it. And that again, that is an 80-some stream discount. 80-some stream discount.
Okay.
Holy crap. Who wouldn't? I mean, who else is going to do that for you? Right? No one. I don't think Santa himself would do that.
You know what? You know what? He is right. Nobody else is going to give you an 80 stream discount because nobody else hides their fucking content behind hitting streaks like this, dude. Nobody. Like, what streamer is hitting their fucking goals 80 times in a row anyway like that in order to even hide something behind their fucking goals? And if they are hitting it consistently that often, they probably we're just going to make the fucking content that their audience asks for anyway, but not the guy. You have to hide all of the good content behind thousands and thousands of dollars. Of course.
Have to close down the workshop. You'd have to lay off half of his elves.
Apologies for my slow brain today.
But the king will do it for
you. A lot
you.
of early wake ups.
Gracious. I will be very gracious for the holiday season and help you all out. All right. There you go. What a deal. What a steal. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Right? All right. Listen, I said we were done with Stellar Blade, and then someone tipped specifically to have Stellar Blade continue. So now we have more contributions. Hold on.
All right, hold on. Here we go. Are we done with the streak bit yet?
This one's just from a troll, so I can ignore it.
We've got more time because there's new goal here. Also kind of curious as to what Indrid as a segment could mean right here. I don't remember this aspect. I don't know what Indrid has to do with him typing his post, but I guess we'll see when we get there. If I even make it that far.
From Stale Blade. This person's name is Stale Blade. They said, if you weren't married, do you think people would still want to watch you play Stellar Blade? No. I think the whole idea is that
you're right.
Detractors
Hams, Indrid Step on Me is a username
I'm
and kick.
some
You're
kind
right.
of a sexually repressed person now because I'm happily married and I don't talk about sexual stuff on streams anymore. I mean, when I was younger, every other word out of my mouth was boob, tit, ass, nipple. And now I don't talk about it ever anymore because I'm older, more mature, very happy, and don't need to. You know, in truth, it was always forced. It was always stupid.
He doesn't need to. Who needs to say those things on stream? At what point was anybody required to do those or to make content saying those things? It's such a weird way to fucking say it, dude. He acts as though it was literally life or death. He had to say tits, dude. Come on. Thank you, Plush the Duelist, for the 2. Phil helping himself out is more like it. Absolutely. It's always about me, dude. Obviously, I'm pretending to be the guy in this instance. But you're right. It's always about the guy.
Shit that I didn't want to do. But I had to do that because that was the audience I had with a bunch of teens on YouTube. So I had to talk like that to get any kind of an audience. Now I don't have to.
But you're talking about sex for your teenage audience?
I'm excited, obviously.
I wouldn't say that out loud.
For the future.
That's
of
a bad
being a
look, but all right.
And not a disgusting pervert. Okay? So, yeah, what I think it is these morons think that somehow I'm like a sexually repressed dude and that if I play Stellar Blade, that somehow it's gonna like, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm just gonna play the game, right?
I love this. I replayed this part 3 or 4 times yesterday. I'm such a big fan of this. I don't even know.
I don't even know. I don't even know. It's gonna like, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm just gonna play the game, right? There's no sexual content or nudity in the game. It's just the girl protagonist has an over-sexualized body on purpose. The game dev outright said,
But she's not over-sexualized, though. This is a real lady. That's the part that fucking kills me about this argument with DSP, is he's always talking about, oh, they made her that way on purpose. Over-sexualized. This is to appeal to this type of person. Bro, this is a real lady in real life. These are, like, not the clothes in the game aren't real clothes, obviously. But clothes that revealing, again, exist in real life. There's no over-sexualization about it. That could literally be IRL. I don't understand. I don't know what his objection to this is, other than he's a sexually repressed weirdo. And his very, very obvious objection to any sort of sexual content or content revolving around women in general is very, very obvious. It's very stark. It's very eye-catching. It sticks out like a sore thumb because nobody else behaves that way at the mere mention of women in video games or movies. Nobody acts that way but DSP. It makes you wonder, and that's entirely his own doing.
I made it like that to appeal to that audience. He literally said that. Basically, what he's saying is, in Japan, people are sexually repressed. Many people in Japan their entire life is based around their careers, right? So by having a game where basically the main character is so over-sexualized, I'm trying to appeal to that audience and sell extra games. He's already said this. This isn't like fabricate. He said it publicly, all right? So that's the deal. Now, the game itself, from what I've heard, is good.
And he brings up Japan. Japanese people are sexually repressed when it's literally a Korean game. The model is Korean, the game dev is Korean, the company, but it's the Japanese people, obviously.
Also, nothing revolutionary, nothing that blows you away. It's just good. It's like a combination of like Sekiro and like Devil May Cry or something like that, or more like Bayonetta, right?
What's up, Lechero?
Okay, woohoo!
Big ups on all your
really
moves recently.
I didn't find anything interesting about it, that's why I didn't want to play it. But people are dying for it now. And now, by the way, supposedly it's going to have this PC version that's going to be like super good. That's what people are saying. Like it's going to come out on PC next year. It's supposed to be like really, really good. So if that's the case, it makes sense that I should play that version anyway, right? So this all
are you gonna do that?
Makes sense. All right, I think what we'll do, we'll have the streak start again starting today. It has to hit 100. Okay, that'll be a new milestone, by the way. New milestone hit. We will not we will not count political streams. So that way, if on a slow night on Kick, if I don't make the goal, it's okay. It won't kill the streak. But if we do hit a night where we hit it, it will count towards the streak. So basically, the more you support, the quicker I play Stellar Blade. If you want to see Stellar Blade as soon as possible, support all the streams, including the political ones. Okay?
Guys, if you want to see Atlas live in a mansion as fast as possible, please send me all of your bank details immediately. I would really appreciate it, dude. Who doesn't want to live in a mansion? That'd be awesome. Kidding, of course. We're here for fun and jokes all the time. Retro Drim, thank you for the 9 months. Why can't he just play the game like any other? If he didn't make such a big deal about games with women, no one would say anything. And that's exactly the issue with DSP all of the time. Like, just generally, all of DSP's issues revolve around the fact that he can't be normal on a stream. And people pick up on it, and they'll poke fun at him, or they'll think a little too deep about it because he makes them think about it. And then all of a sudden, there's theories going around. People are digging into this, they're digging into that because they want to connect the dots. If you just don't be a weirdo online, if you just don't post weird shit on main, you don't have this problem. But DSP has made it his life's goal to be his biggest detractor. It's very interesting, the life he's chosen. Thank you for the 9 months, Retro Jim. And Lechero, welcome to the 60 Skulls. Thank you so much. Big ups, brother. And Ultra Gokui for the 10 months. Character is over-sexualized, and it's just a woman existing. She does wear revealing clothing. You do have to be a little more fair than that. But I don't think that that's necessarily an issue. I don't think that revealing clothing necessarily has to be over-sexualized by any means, especially given some of the clothing that I did see in the game. There's nothing you can do that she's thicker than fuck, brother. All clothes are going to fit her fat ass that way. It's just the way that it has to be. You ever met big booty chicks in real life? That's just the way they exist. It doesn't matter what they wear. They got a fat ass. Thank you, Ultra Goku, for the 10 months again.
That's what we'll do. And then, by the way, as the streak continues, yes, we'll continue to do rewards like DSP tries it. Now, I understand today, normally I wouldn't have done the reward, but because last night it ended during the politics stream, and because the rest of the week had been supported, I will do an exception. And if we hit the goal on this stream, I will still have DSP tries it today from Popeyes like we had arranged all week. Okay?
All right,
that
sounds good.
Is my Christmas miracle. My Christmas miracle. Oh, you know what? Okay. Listen to this. Tangeray Sour just had an idea. People are having great ideas. He says, how about...
Where is this person? I don't see this person on screen. Did I miss him? Where did they go? Oh, okay.
How about this? Here's another deal. You want to get it? You want to get a special deal? I'll give you another special deal. Here's what Tangeray Sour said, and I like this.
Yo, Tangeray Sour is a crazy name, by the way, to be getting away with. That's interesting. Very interesting.
What if one day you get a ton of support? What if one day you double your goals and you hit $300 on one stream? How about this? If we double my goals on any stream, I'll count it twice. Goddamn? So
now, for those of you who remember, I'm pretty sure it was on my last stream. Somebody had asked, hey, DSP, why don't you double count these streams if you make double the support goal? And his response exactly was, well, because the money that I put on the leaderboard is not necessarily the amount of money that I make. YouTube actually takes a cut of that, and PayPal takes a different cut, and Kick takes a different cut. So in order for me to keep track of all of these different cuts and do the currency conversions to accurately represent how much money that I make and accurately count them twice, it would be too much work. I would spend too much time on stream figuring that out. It's literally an impossibility. It's not that deep. But today, Friday, December 6th, today, that's a fantastic idea, dude. Why don't I do that? I love that idea. That's the first time I've ever heard that idea. You guys are the best. Make it make one fucking ounce of sense, dude. Literally directly contrary to the shit that he said just fucking last week that I made a big deal about. I can't believe this fucking guy, man. I really can't sometimes. To go back on something that he explained why he couldn't do it, just to arbitrarily say a week later he could, is fucking wild, man. Just wild. Suck on these nuts for the 10. Thank you so much. Phil isn't sexually repressed. He's just a misogynistic gay man. That might be the case, dude. I just wish he would be more honest. If we could just understand, I think this whole detracting thing would look a whole lot different. But he doesn't let anybody in, dude. He doesn't tell us the reality of the situation. And that's the biggest problem. And Harleywood with the 2. The Kino arc is over. Long live the trolls. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Outlasted another arc. There's always going to be detractors outlasting the arcs. Come on now. Detracting is, it's a lifestyle, really.
I make $300 on this stream, I'll say goals hit 2.
Another guard clap. Very cool.
There you go. So if you want Stellar Blade as soon as possible, support these streams. Every $150 raised counts as 1 goal hit. Yes.
Hams, did he specifically say he set his mic filters to pick up his clapping?
This is so good.
That's cringe.
It's
like adjusting his filters to fucking snort into the microphone better. It's actually counterproductive to making good content. I hate this dude. Big if true. I didn't hear that at any point, but if that's fucking real, I'm upset about it.
enjoying
in
this
a
idea.
fun upset kind of way, not a real genuine seething kind of way.
That's right. If I raise $1,500 on a stream, that's 10 goals hit. Yes, a $15,000 donation would be an instant unlock, and I would play Stellar Blade. Yes, absolutely. That's how it works. But we have to hit it every stream. We can't have a stream where we don't hit it at all. We have to be hitting the goal every stream. Understand?
That did not happen.
There you go.
that was
This
not
is
the
amazing.
case.
This is this is the Christmas gift that keeps on giving, says Super Bonchon. Yes, this is I don't know who came up with this one, but this is great. Why not? This is how you do it. This is how you make holiday dreams come true. All right?
Yo, there's Indrid Step on me in the chat right now.
Amazing. Okay. By the way, thank you to the Roman Victor. 10 months as a member. He says, "Fill is love and fill is life." Thank you, Roman Victor. I appreciate it.
All right,
that.
I think that's this is going to be the end of
a new one. That's just a re-upping.
The end of the
Also,
streak segment.
Let's see here. I got a couple more dollar tips. I'm sure they're disgusting names. Oh, yeah. Wicked Boner says you should put a whiteboard in the background that says 100 streaks left till Stellar Blade and count down from there.
Why would he need a whiteboard? He could just put it on the fucking leaderboard like normal, dude. Come on.
Because then that's not counting that they're consecutive. You understand? Like, we have to keep it going. It has to be every stream. It can't just be, oh, now one day I don't hit the goal, but then it's still there to count down. That's not how it works. This is not a countdown. This is a count up. Understand? So we have to have a streak going. Oh, excuse me. I received a dollar tip.
Uh-huh.
From Creamy Boxers. Stellar Blade's Korean, and will you ever date a femboy? I already answered this question.
Sorry, we're getting off into the weeds here for a second, but DSP's already answered this question. Could you remind us how you feel about femboys, DSP? Go ahead.
No, I will never date a femboy. I'm happily married. 100% happily married. I don't need any other kind of relationship, male, female, or anywhere in between. I'm happy with my wife and will be with her for as long as I possibly can because I'm very happy.
A very, very odd way to describe how long you're going to be with your wife, for as long as you can. It kind of sounds like there's going to be a premature ending on somebody's behalf at some point. When you say it like that, I mean, the shit's supposed to be death do you part, but hey, to each their own. Live your life how you want to live your life, boss. But we have a little bit more left. Don't worry, we're not out of here yet, because he came into the evening style stream still seething, because during the early Marvel stream, he didn't hit the fucking goal. He didn't hit it. Let's skip to the end and see what he was at. $68. $68, is that what we finished at? That's what we finished at. $68 dues out of 150. Come on, guys, pick up the support. So obviously he came into the night stream pretty rearing to go, pretty willing to talk about it, because it's the most pressing matter, obviously, the amount of money you make per stream.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Good evening. Am I yes, I am.
And real quick before we actually start this, because I don't want to miss it, I need to see the full name. Please show me the full name. Khalifa Al-Belushi with the $36.99 AED. Hey Atlas, love the content. I noticed that your videos can't be played when YouTube is playing on background while watching on mobile. Would appreciate if we could watch them in a listen style. I have thought about that before, because I know quite a few people listen only. They don't actually watch the videos. I've thought about putting them elsewhere simply as an MP3 for people, and I never moved on that. I think the issue with the videos not being able to play in the background is when they're like early for the members. You get them the night before as opposed to noon the next day. And I think that when you watch them like that, members-only content specifically has an issue with that. I know King Sly had that same issue a while back, so I think that's the issue. The solution is to either not use YouTube as a first-party app, but instead use a third-party app, or get premium, which I can't particularly condone, because please don't give Google any more money, but those are your solutions, or what I said earlier about uploading MP3s somewhere, which I would have to look more into. But I appreciate the input. Thank you so much for the $36.99. Thank you.
Muted. That's a good thing. Welcome to the late stream, everyone, from lovely Seattle, being broadcast live. I hope that you're all doing well. So I have a few things to talk about tonight before we begin with Bloodborne. Notably, people might be wondering, why am I playing Bloodborne, right?
Yeah, DSP, tell us.
Well, it's because I'm listening to you. Earlier today, on my first stream, I played Marvel Rivals, and I played it for the whole stream, and I played with, let's see, Winter Soldier, Moon Knight, Psylocke, and Punisher. Okay, 3 of which were characters that weren't even available in the beta, and 1 that was...
I like that 2 out of at least the 4 characters that he played as are just dude with gun. I hope you guys are fans of dude with gun gameplay. Not that you're going to have to watch it probably ever again because it didn't do well, but it's just really fucking boring picks for a game that people didn't even seem interested in to begin with. When I was in chat asking for Jeff the Land Shark as a playable character pick, guys, and nobody was backing me up. Where were you in the kick chat asking for better gameplay? I mean, I don't even know what a Jeff the Land Shark is, but I promise it's better than literally guy with gun. But he didn't listen either, so maybe I should have pushed it harder. Jesus with the 2. Get premium. Bomb. No, I don't want to give you too many more money, dude. Come on. Thank you for the 2.
From the beta, but was like the best one in the beta, okay? So here's what happened. I was having a good time. There was some characters I didn't like as much. Like, for example, I didn't really like Moon Knight, but I actually really liked Psylocke, and I was getting into it. But literally the entire time I was playing, the audience didn't like it. Literally. Everyone said,
but I was hoping somebody would notice I was in his chat just
this game
being
is too similar
there.
to Overwatch. It's not very fun to watch.
I wasn't being a menace.
So perhaps that's the deal, is that, you know, hero shooters 8 years ago were fun to play and watch, but today people just aren't into them anymore. At least that's definitely what they said, you know, the viewers. And
is that what they
people
said?
were not really that engaged. They weren't really enjoying it that much. So based off of that, I said, well, I think what we should do is we should do something different.
I don't think that it necessarily had to do with hero shooters, because anybody who watched that gameplay or anybody who watched that gameplay yesterday absolutely understood that the primary issue with the content is the fact that every single life, every time he would respawn, he would say nothing for the entire time he was alive, and then only when he died, he would give you one of 2 responses, which was either, "Oh man, I should have got him," or, "Oh, I had a pretty good life, dude. I got 4 kills. All right." And then he would respawn and say nothing for an additional 3 minutes at a time. That's not good content. There's no reason anybody would support that. You want to know why you didn't hit the fucking goal. It has nothing to do with the game and everything to do with the way that you commentate while playing multiplayer games. It's the same shit with Call of Duty. It was the same shit when he played Street Fighter. It's always, he can't talk and play games at the same time, so multiplayer is kind of like his kryptonite. I have no idea why he insists on continuing to play games online. It's not for you, boss, and it never really has been. Kara Mazov with the 4 months. Thank you so much. I'm playing Bloodborne because I'm listening to you guys. No, stop asking. Now stop asking for Stellar Blade. Yeah, pretty much. Nobody asked for fucking Bloodborne. He wanted to play Bloodborne specifically to see how the PS5 Pro handled it, and decided to not play Stellar Blade, another action game that people did actually want to see. Make that make sense. Val Raven with the 5. Thank you so much. Phil doesn't get $150. That means everyone hates hero shooters and the entire industry is in a downturn. Obviously. Again, obviously. Come on, man. You know that the gaming industry relies entirely on DSP and what his audience thinks and what they support. It's the way that it's always worked. Apparently you're late to the party, dude. Come on, stating the obvious. Thank you for the 5, of course.
For tonight, let's play something that everyone's been enjoying recently. And so tonight I said,
yo, Ash and St. Jade asked for Rivals? Dude, he should keep playing Rivals then.
Bloodborne playthrough that I've been doing.
Jade's his best dent. Okay? Real talk.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a couple hours of Bloodborne tonight. Now, based on everything that's been going on, okay, I have a few things to propose. We already made some changes already to the way that things are going to go around here.
I've just noticed as well, Raw Phil putting the no coffers number up on the fucking board. Just flexing on the guy. Not only do we have a death counter for a game DSP's already fucking played, 93 deaths, oh my lord, but no coffers too? The insult to injury.
This morning on the Level 1 podcast, but I already had an idea. It's just kind of a weird coincidence. I had this idea already of how I wanted to change some stuff. And then as I was having that idea, actually one of my moderators contacted me with almost the identical idea. Okay.
Amazing.
So here's what I think I would like to
Crazy
do.
coincidence.
Okay. I think moving forward, we're not going to be doing any kind of a streak because the streak basically makes it that every single stream is about hitting a financial goal. And not to say that it wouldn't be great if we did. Okay. It sure would be great if we kept hitting goals. All right. But I don't think that it's going to be viable or feasible to hit it every single stream at this point. There's going to be streams that are going to be slower because it's a game that
Why only at this point though? Why before was it absolutely feasible and totally expected every single day $300? But now at this weird arbitrary point that we've decided it's no longer feasible. It's no longer doable, you guys. Something in the ether has apparently changed and $300 is no longer an acceptable expectation every day. I don't know what changed, but it did. Sound good? Speaking of sounding good, the dude 2023 with the 5 could play his community these multiplayer games. Could play with his community. Sorry, I messed that all up. But you're absolutely right. He could. He absolutely could be making better content by just playing the multiplayer games with said audience members that actually like him, but that's not allowed because that would require actual communication or having any sort of interaction with his audience aside from stealing their money. So that's off the table, of course. Appreciate the good idea, but it's never going to work for the guy. Come on, man.
didn't catch on, or people just can't show up. You know, like last night's politics stream, the regulars who usually watch me on Kick couldn't attend that stream, and therefore it was a slow financial stream, so it shouldn't be about that. All right. I think this is what we should do right now. All right. Are you ready? So here it is. Starting
all right, here we go.
Tonight,
here's the idea.
There's no such thing as a streak, but there is a goals hit total.
Hey, good morning, Kanye.
Okay. The way it will work is if you contribute to a stream in any way, it counts towards the King's tax goal of $150. That's the goal, is $150 every stream. I know I'm not going to get it every stream. Okay. But if
now,
I do
he gets it.
We add
now
one.
He understands. Now that one arbitrary thing has changed that he can't put his finger on or explain. Now he understands $150 is not it. All right. I just can't get it over that. I don't know what has changed in real life, but sure. Ultra Gokui with the 5. Every single still image of this man is the saddest thing that I've ever seen. He's just got a sad demeanor, man. When you know about him, when you know how he lives, every single, like you said, still frame of him is just sadness incarnate. But it's also denial incarnate. So don't feel bad for him. If it were anybody other than DSP, it would be fine. But it is the guy. Thank you for the 5.
Into the total. If I happen to double it, let's say I make $300 in a stream, we'll add 2. If I happen to triple it, we'll add 3. So every single stream, if we hit $150, we'll go ahead and add a number to the total. Okay? But there's no pressure. There's no ongoing streak to have to hit. Now you might say, well, if there's no streak, then what's the incentive? We will do tiered rewards based on the number of goals that are hit in a row.
Okay.
So for example, if we get 10 not in a row, excuse me, cumulatively, they don't have to be in a row. That's the difference now. They don't have to be in a row. Okay? So let's say I get 10 goals hit. We do a DSP tries it.
Yeah, Tractor Goose. It's definitely not a good pick. The black 10. On black
now, maybe what we
background shirt combo. Yeah.
25 or 50.
Just wasn't well thought out. Imagine
special.
that.
What would it be? I don't know yet. That's something to discuss. Okay? Now, also, what I talked about in regards to this morning's announcement, I said, what we could do is when we hit 100 cumulative goals hit, then I would do a playthrough of Stellar Blade. Because originally it was going to be 276. And everyone was like, we'll never hit that. And then we hit 95, and then it ended. So we were actually on a good trend. Like, we made more than a third of the way there, and then it ended, right?
Okay.
I really feel like, for circumstances being a little different, we would have continued the streak, and we actually would have hit it. I think it was reachable, okay? But
I don't think that it was, given the fact that literally the next early stream where you played video games and did your pre-stream like normal, you also did not hit the goal. I don't know where he's getting this false sense of confidence from. But he's changed the rules. We're now doing it commutatively, which makes more sense to me anyway. But I'm failing to see why it has to be set up this way. If you just follow me for a second, $150 per stream is the expectation. You had $150, he'll add, 1 on the board. You hit 300, he'll add 2. Sure, fine, whatever. Why doesn't he just set up a hard number that has to be reached in order to do these things? Guys, $500 and I will do DSP tries it. And then over the course of the week, you just add every single tip to this running tally. I mean, obviously the answer is because he doesn't want you to see how much money it is total. He does not want to put that information out there. But he's bragging about $300 every single day. Anybody that has 2 brain cells to rub together can tell you that that's quite a bit of money. When you take into consideration how many times he's hit this goal and he's putting that number in front of you. Any mouth drooler can multiply 95 times 150 and tell you the answer. Apparently not this mouth drooler, because I literally cannot multiply. Fun fact, incapable. But if I had a calculator, I could tell you exactly how much money it is, and it didn't take that much extra effort. So I guess I kind of debunked myself, but I think I like the way that I would have put it together better, obviously.
This ongoing goal, there's no way I think we're ever going to be hitting 276 straight streams of anything. So
hey, good morning,
I think saying, hey, once we hit the 100 cumulative,
6 times 12
not
is
streak. It's not a streak
I
at
can't.
all.
I literally cannot fucking multiply. I'm not joking. If it's like 1 through 5, I got 10, 11, doable. Anything other than that, you're SOL, brother. I cannot multiply. And don't even get me started on triple-digit numbers. I'm actually regarded in this capacity. I loved algebra. Put letters in this shit, and I'm all for it. But basic multiplication, I'm incapable, man.
We hit 100 streams where I've hit the goal of $150. Then we'll do a Stellar Blade playthrough. That'll be like the big long-term goal right now. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. Every 10 goals hit, a DSP tries it. Every 25 to 50 goals hit, we'll think of like an in-between reward. And then every 100 goals hit, or when we hit 100 goals, it'll be Stellar Blade. Okay? That's what I'm thinking. Okay, now.
All right. Sounds good, dude. Supreme Commander. What is the rest of the name? No. Supreme Commander with the 2. I appreciate that so much. 50 times $150, and I eat a sandwich. Deal? Yeah, sounds like a totally reasonable trade, dude. If only I could multiply, I would know that is a bad trade. But because I can't, it sounds great. Thank you. Hell yeah.
More things to think about. If you guys have any other ideas, right? Let me know. But here's the thing. Without having a streak at stake, it makes it so that not every single stream
shout out Steak
is like,
not the company.
My God, nail biting. Are we going to hit the goal or anything like that? But I'm going to also be honest here. This makes me worry that since there's no pressure to hit anything at any accelerated rate, that we might have entire ongoing streams, tears of not hitting goals at all. And as I've explained to you guys, my life has changed dramatically for the better in the last 4 to 5 months because of you guys supporting me so much and us hitting goals. That's how.
Dude, he's like so downtrodden about this, though. Apparently, he doesn't see the issue with the fact that there shouldn't be any sort of pressure to hit these goals. If you're pressuring your audience to give you money, that in and of itself is the issue. Obviously, he doesn't see that. but just the kind of mellow way that he's talking, he sounds so down. And it's simply because he didn't hit the fucking goal. This guy made $68 playing an absolutely free fucking game for 2-3 hours out of the day. And he gets on the night stream and he's like damn near on the verge of tears talking about how he might not be making the same amount of money, as if that's his audience's problem literally at all. As crazy. It's absolutely absurd behavior for any human being, but it's the normality for the guy.
I afforded to do so much in my house, including a new washer dryer, including new fans and lighting systems.
Kaiju Rue, glad to see you back from your mountains. I didn't know that's where you were, but I hope you had fun, brother. I haven't seen you in a minute.
We did too that I didn't even show you guys. And now, of course, affording the brand new streaming and capturing PC, affording the new backdrop, affording all of this stuff and setting it all up, right? That's why I'm nervous, you know, with all of this happening. And now, even case in point, tomorrow I get to take an extra day off this week because I've made so much that I can take time off from streaming to spend with my wife, which is what I wanted all along. I said, this is my long-term plan to be able to do so well that I can take more time off, okay?
That's...
So.
All right. Whatever, man.
There you go.
You could have did that by getting a real fucking job. You'd have had 2 days off.
I think we should do
a 9 to 5 grants you the weekends, but that's too much for the guy.
Goals hit starts at 0 tonight, and every goal we hit of 150 counts as 1. If we happen to double or triple it in a stream, we count that extra. So now there's incentive. Let's say, for example, one stream we're at 150, but then someone else contributes, and now we're at 250. Ooh, well, now there's incentive for someone else to contribute and hit 300 because it'll count as an extra count on the leaderboard. You see? It'll get us close. And
this is exactly why I was saying earlier that if you just set it at $500 and you showed every single dollar for, you know, the week or whatever, there's always incentive because every single dollar is contributing, whether it's on this stream or the next stream, or, you know, you get what I'm saying? So if you hit the 150, you get the 1. And if you only hit 277, you don't get the 2. Whereas in my method, everything after the 150 is still worth the shit. Like, he's always going out of his way to try and convince his audience that he's giving them a good deal. Like he's, you know, cutting them in on the slice or whatever the fuck. But the reality is he's just scamming them a different way every time. He's just pulling the wool over, but the wool happens to be a different color this time. That's all it is.
To our rewards if we hit it. But now here's the other thing too, right? For example, some people are already asking, well, what about games that you feel like you'll never hit? What do you think will happen if games that'll never hit the goal? I mean, here's the thing. Every once in a while, I feel like, sure, let's play a game that maybe you know they're not going to get a lot of financial backing playing. At the same time, the problem is a lot of the games you want me to play are insanely lengthy games that I'm not going to be playing the entire game if every stream is a $20 stream. You understand? Like, the reason my life is so much better is because for the last many months, I've been making $150 a stream twice a day. Now, if I go to making $20 a stream, I will not be able to do anything. What in the goddamn? You get it? So that's what I mean. Like, we can't have now a massive drop off. So people almost, oh, you play Metaphor now?
Dude, think about what he's saying, though. Like, actually think it the fuck out. Like, this guy is telling you that the reason that the only reason his life has been able to get any better recently is because he's had a financial windfall that was unexpected. That is literally the only reason in his entire life that anything is going right. That's wild. Out of all of the things in this world, money should not be the only thing that makes it all come together. I mean, obviously, everybody needs money. You have to eat, pay your bills, yada, yada, yada. But to obsess over it the way that DSP does and allow it to determine the way that you feel on a daily basis like this, when he makes more than enough to live, it's crazy. And I can't say that enough about DSP. He's insane. This behavior is absolutely wild in every aspect. Thank you, Kaiju Rue, for the 5 towards my burrito. Now, I hate to tell you, but it will wind up actually going to the Atlas for the wedding fund. Yes. We have made sacrifices, something the guy's unwilling to do, and we have sacrificed the burritos for the wedding. the things we do for love. Am I right, folks? You know what's up.
Oh, metaphor's too long. It's like a fucking 80-hour game. I can't play 80 hours of a game that when I
She
play it,
will
no one
appreciate
support
it.
the
One
stream.
day she
You
will
get it?
thank you. I
I've gotta
will
play
make
games
her.
that people will
And by
support,
make her,
but
I
it
mean
will,
I'll ask her.
honestly, free things up more so that there are nights it's not, oh my God, ultimate pressure that we have to hit the goal for tonight. It's not, it won't be
Yeah,
like that anymore.
scammed, no more burritos.
And you won't have dumbass
Mea
trolls
culpa,
coming
mea
in here
culpa.
freaking out about the streak is going to end because there's no streak. It doesn't exist. Get it? So I think this works for everyone. Okay? Number one, it's no massive pressure to constantly be saying, hey, please contribute, hit the streak. Please contribute, hit the streak. Number two, there's no idiotic reason for trolls to come in here and talk about it or try to derail the stream with it or have celebratory fucking bullshit videos the next day or whatever.
Yo, that's right now. That's us. That's us right now. Oh my God. Live shout out. Let's fucking go, dude. But that's his real issue. And he's going to make that more apparent here in a second when he literally repeats the exact same message. But that's actually one of his biggest factors playing into why we're all of a sudden changing the goal. You want to know the real reason that all of a sudden we can just change the rules and we can move the goalposts around? It's because we want to dunk on the detractors. We don't want to give them something to root for. So he thinks that by changing the rules, nobody's gonna be preying on his downfall, I guess. I don't know how we came to that conclusion, as it's very obviously not going to work like that. But sure, man, sure. It just he's so obsessed about the people that talk poorly about him online. It does genuinely affect the thing that he does, or the things that he does for the worse. And he doesn't seem to get that, and he hasn't for ages.
Streak. Get it? So I would hope this would take pressure off. All right. I guess we're going to see. I think this makes sense, but at the same time, it might not. This could literally be shooting myself in the foot, because if I don't ever hit the goals now, we'll basically be going right back to where we started. All right. Which is basically living stream to stream, wondering if I can afford everything I want to do in a week. And I don't want that to happen. We're not there yet. Don't worry. We're not there yet. But for example, the last two streams, I only raised $60 a stream versus the $150 that I was making previously. So already think about that dip of income in one day. So
you know where that's not an issue at. You know where that doesn't occur when you have an actual fucking job that you clock into every single day for 40 hours a week. You don't have to worry about that. It doesn't have to be a concern. If you're going to make it your audience's problem, if you're going to bring it up, if you're going to fucking hold them accountable for your inability to entertain and garner funds, then you should just go get a job. Like that's the cut and dry, simple as it fucking gets answer. No, you should not be telling your audience, my dip in income is unacceptable, and now I have to worry about whether or not I'm going to be able to afford this or that. That's not their problem. If that's an issue, if you're not willing to live that way, you're not willing to make the changes you need in order to make that not the case, then go get a real fucking job.
I want that to become a major thing. Get it? So let's see what happens. All right. Let's see what happens. Hopefully these changes are productive and work. I'm doing this based off of your feedback. So many people telling me, we don't want every single stream that we attend to now be about this streak. That it's too bothersome. It's annoying. We want to have fun.
I agree.
Games. We want to have nights when it's not about raising $150 and we can still have a good time together. Me too. Me too. I don't want to just have every night be about hitting $150. But when we hit it,
but that was the exact case for the last 95 streams in a row. He didn't want to do it, but he did it 95 streams in a row. That's 43 days. Back to back to back to back, where he was apparently doing something that he didn't want to do. Make that make sense. 42-year-old fucking adult doing shit online he doesn't want to do. I'm not buying it. I'm absolutely not buying it. You are 100%, free will, adult style human being who can make his own decisions. To get up here and say, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, then don't. Just don't. If I didn't feel like streaming, I'm not going to. If I don't feel like making a video, I'm not going to. Because I'm an adult and that's the decisions that I can make. He is also capable of these same decisions. It's literally no one else's problem.
be nice. right? Oh my God, guess what? We hit it tonight. We add to the streak reward.
What
Now,
in the goddamn?
we get closer to a reward. We're closer to a DSP tries it. We're closer to whatever the middle reward will be. We're closer to playing Stellar Blade. Get it? So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, what do you think? Dirt McGirt, why do you think that? He says, this dude seems awfully tense. Why do you think that? My life was very tight financially and in a big bad situation. It was, okay? I was in a point where I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to get out of this. And then all of a sudden, starting in August, there was a huge turnaround. And I started seeing more positivity, more viewership, increase in attention and positivity thrown towards me, and tons of extra support. My life changed for the better. I don't want to go back to where I was. You understand? And I don't. That's the worst thing for me and my family, to feel like we had a glimmer of hope and we had a few months of good time, of better times, and we're just getting to the point where I could spend more time with my wife, and now the rug gets pulled out from under me. What did I do? Nothing. I would have done nothing but bust my ass and work hard and try to get this to keep going.
Oh my God. Okay, stop. None of that's fucking true. Bust your ass, brother. You play fucking video games. You don't do shit on a daily basis. Don't give me that. That's nonsense. And again, it's spit in the face of anybody who actually works a job. And it doesn't even matter what job you work harder than DSP. It doesn't matter if you're cart corral boy at the local superstore. Doesn't matter if you're literally working fucking McDonald's. You work harder than the guy. Simple as. Now, I do want to say that it's the absolute worst fucking mentality I've ever heard from an individual. To say that you went on about your life the same way for years and years, and at some point you thought, I've dug myself a financial hole I can never get out of, and continue to do the same thing incessantly, is a failure on his behalf in every single way. If he were working a real job, let's flip the script and use this as an example. If you're working a real job and you're not making enough money, you have to find a different job, educate yourself so you can get a different job, acquire a different skill so you can get a different fucking job, pick up a second job. You got to do contract work. Like, you got to make it work. You know, you can't just give up and call it, right? Sometimes you have to hustle. DSP, the entire time he's been on the internet, has been just suckling on the good graces of his audience to just put up with his bullshit and never actually changed for the better. That's why a lot of people take so much issue with him, because he's not willing to change for the better or do anything on his own behalf. It's everybody else's fucking job. It's everybody else's business to take care of him. And he just gets to continue to make $300 a day? No wonder people take such a fucking issue with it when they actually go to fucking work and provide something. They offer a service. They create something. Goddamn? It's man, talk about entitlement. Oh, we had a glimmer of hope and now I get the rug pulled out from under me. You're a fucking charity case. Eventually the community should stop fucking supporting you because you're nothing but a fucking leech and a bum, bro. I'm sorry. I'm being toxic now. I'm being toxic. Harley Wood with the 5. Oh no, guys, I'm gonna have to live stream to stream. What am I gonna do? Get a job? No, dumb fuck. I can't make the money I make by getting a job. It's almost like you're making too much money then. I mean, and that's literally something he said before. When people told him to go get a job, he's like, oh, I wouldn't make as much money doing a job as I would streaming. Then it sounds like you make enough fucking money because there's people living out there on those jobs. So what's your issue? How did you find yourself in this situation where you need more money than everybody else? I couldn't imagine how. WWE champions. Thank you, Harley Wood, for the 5. And wrestling, I believe that's Wrestling Ranter. Yes, it is, for the 5. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. What did you do, Phil, to make your life hard? You didn't live within your means, spent recklessly, treated your audience poorly, and more? Exactly. But he's in denial of literally all of these things. He's allowed to do these things, you guys, because he makes the money. He can spend it how he likes. But it's then his audience's responsibility to make up the difference, of course. Sound good? Sounds good to me. Thank you, Wrestling Ranter, for the 5. I appreciate it.
I've been working right now. Phil,
he's working his ass off, though. Listen to him.
Schedule better. Phil, you got a new program to do this on your stream. Phil, do this. I don't have time. I haven't even had time to clip the clips from last night's politics show. I've only done 3 out of like the 7 I want to make. I got to try to cram that in after the stream. I'm already overworked and I need more time to relax and unwind and spend time with my family. It's what I've wanted for years and years. I haven't had it. And now here it is. It's within reach.
If you want something, again, if you can't want something for years and years and then put forth the amount of effort that DSP has, very clearly you didn't want it that fucking bad, right? Like, it really does bother me as somebody who is so, like, goal driven. I can't divulge too much information, but I do, I plan on, I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. I have big, lofty goals that some people don't accomplish in their entire life, and I plan on doing it before the age of 30. And we're getting closer and closer every day. We're ahead of schedule. But the guy so desperately wants to spend time with his wife while making no sacrifices. Gets under my skin like no other, dude. Absolutely. Supreme Commander for the 2. Took 2 streams from King DSP to Panic Mode Beggar. Absolutely. The confidence fucking absolutely shot straight down now, dude. There's no more money. Therefore, there's no more confidence. Because obviously those 2 things are exactly the same.
In reach, okay? So I hope that we can get something going, get things back to a level that people are enjoying, and they don't feel like every single night it's about hitting the goals,
Appreciate the kind words, bro side Phil.
At the same time, I hope that what people are saying is true.
Mama raised a hustler. What can I say?
If you don't just talk about it constantly, it will come to you naturally. Okay, so let's find out. Let's find out if that's the case.
Let's find out. Moving forward very positively. All right.
We have a couple contributions to shout out before we begin with Bloodborne tonight.
What's the first one?
There is first of all,
yes, sir.
This thing, why is it lagging? A $5 tip, okay?
And they said?
From Ether, you need to tell us when you're doing the politics show, otherwise I assume you're not streaming when you're not on YouTube. I have a schedule that I put out every single night that's pinned both to my X account.
Yo, Ether's a fucking clown for that one.
Channel. I have a podcast that I do every day where I tell you my schedule. There's at least 3 opportunities a day for you to know when I'm doing stuff. This is a complaint that doesn't make sense. The only way.
You know, it's almost like maybe it was meant ironically then, huh? Maybe if you mention your schedule 3 times a day, that it's fucking ironic people don't know your schedule. But we'll just continue to believe that it is genuine, of course.
You could not know my schedule is if you're basically really not paying attention. There's many places you can go to find out. Probably I talk about my schedule more than most other streamers because unlike them, I have a consistent schedule, right? That's set. So that does confuse me that you're saying that, Ether. Like, I don't know what more I could possibly do. I even talk about it every stream before I went offline on my Stalker stream. I said, tonight, DS Politics exclusively on Kick. So that's what you got to do. Please check out my community tab every night on the DSP Gaming channel. The schedule's posted there, or on X at They Call Me DSP. Every single night, my schedule's posted there.
Crazy. A night schedule segment is fucking wow. Wow.
I'm not sure what else I could do. Honestly.
DSP just got to leave it on the stream all day, man. Just put it on screen.
And do an audio schedule for them every day.
I'm a
Personally,
god.
I don't know.
How can you kill a god?
Okay.
What a grand
Mr.
and
Game
intoxicating
Master is here
innocence.
tonight with a 5.
Fuck Mr. Game Master. No one gives a shit about that guy. Wave Man with the 10 gifted. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I can. Here's 5 more in festive style, of course, being very gracious.
How can you kill a god? What a grand and
my YouTube tab
intoxicating
just
innocence.
crashed. They hated it. But I do genuinely think that that's it.
$5 super chat.
I don't think the super chat is related. Can we get there?
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, Mr. Game Master. Let's get you on the leaderboard as the first
Oh,
super
you didn't even
chatter.
say anything. All right, who gives a shit? Thank you so much, everybody, for being here on this Saturday morning. Again, sorry for the weird cancellation this morning. Life just worked out that way for me today. Thank you all so much for the incredible amount of support, super chats, memberships, all of that good. Thank you. You will be redirected to Who do we have to redirect to today? Who are we thinking, guys? Can I right now you're gonna go to the pre-TBS style stream over on WPIG. But if there is something else, I know Meerkat Mob is live right now. You guys are big Meerkat fans. I know. And I'm sure he'll redirect you to TBS as well. So that's where you're going. You're gonna go hang out with Meerkat. Thank you all again, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow, Sunday, at 8 p.m. over on WPIG. Tell ALT to quit fucking canceling. It's not me. I don't want to lie to you. It's ALT canceling. So when we get there, make sure to yell at him. Thank you. Have a good time with Meerkat.